official capacity, like go someplace that's known for a lot of sharks and go actually swim with the sharks.
Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. The SB Pod with Scott Van Pelt.
Pace of play is a giant issue/problem that a lot of guys talk about. And there's a lesson in what the guy that just won the Open did, which is get on with it. Just missed a putt on 17 to take the lead. I got to play the hardest hole out here. Put a peg in the ground, ready, aim, 330 down the middle. Stuff it to 10 feet. Sam misses his putt, 22 seconds. Put my name on the jug.
The SB Pod with Scott Van Pelt, wherever you get your podcast.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a record need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, the Padres bounced back last night against the Diamondbacks. Same two teams play again tonight. The battle for a National League wild card spot continues. And the Cardinals' top draft pick is not going to see the field tomorrow night in the Hall of Fame game. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620. Also, 98.7 FM on the HD-2, and you can find us on the Arizona Sports app, also on YouTube. Manuch, we are sequestered nicely once again at Wright Honda here in Scottsdale.
Yeah, and they've got these great deals going on. They will be going on, or I like to say, Jimmy, going on until the end of August. So how about this? No payment for 90 days through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. Now, here's some of the great deals they've got going on, as I mentioned, till the end of August. 0.99% financing for 36 months on both the CRV gas and hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. 1.49% financing for 36 months on Accord hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And last but not least, how about this one?
Okay.
1.49% financing for 36 months on all, did I say all?
Mm-hmm.
All HRV models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And again, no payments for 90 days through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. All that going on through the end of August. So if you get your buns down here right now at Wright Honda on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just east of 78th Street, you're going to be missing out. So, yes, the folks out here welcoming us. They got the nice H behind their back if you're on YouTube.
I see that.
Go to Roc and Manuch. You can see me and Jimmy. Our mugs, we're all makeuped up and good to go.
I need all the help I can get.
Yes, we both do. So they say we got great faces for radio.
I know. All right, so yesterday, my esteemed colleague laid out his plan for what he thought should take place in the Hall of Fame game tomorrow night between Carolina and Arizona. First, he stated that we found out Carson Beck was indeed going to start. He was happy with that. And then he indicated that the top draft choice, running back Jeremiah Love, should most likely get 8 to 10 touches in the game. Today, unfortunately, Manuch has cashed out his chips because he is bent out of shape because the coach has come out, LaFleur, and stated not only will Jeremiah Love not sniff the field, but 35 other players will not make the field as well. Manuch, you have minutes on the clock. Do your thing.
Well, it's just interesting that Jeremiah Love, I think that the last time I checked, this team ended up 3-14. Am I correct? This team was horrific. That was a record last year.
That's
3-14.
1-11 when Jacoby took
exactly.
over.
So new coaching staff. Last time I checked, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So new offense. The last time I checked, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So Jacoby Brissett didn't show up for the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Correct.
Am I correct? So I look at all this and I go, well, I would prefer, as you said, 35 aren't going to be.
35 are not going to
So-
sniff the field.
They didn't make the trip then, right? They didn't even show up.
I don't even know if they made the trip.
How about that? So they get the extra bubble wrap out and get these guys in bubble wrap.
I'm
Look,
sure they all will.
here's the deal. This
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals organization, if you play your starters at 1 series, 2 series, this is a brand new staff, a brand new system. Now, Nick Rawlis running the defense on the other side, it's a system, but you got a lot of moving parts, do you not? And I think those are some of the things that I think if you're going to get ready, why not treat the first 3 preseason games? You got 4 this year. The first 3, play your guys 1 or 2 series, sit them down. Second game, play them maybe a quarter, sit them down. And the third game, maybe you play a good quarter, quarter and a half. And then it's the 4th game. Last time I checked,
That is right.
nobody plays
That is right.
in the 4th game. Matter of
in
fact,
you and I are in the starting lineup for that 5th game.
I was going to say, I think there was one year when I was doing the pregame and postgame, they brought a few of us out of the stands in that 4th preseason game to play. See, I totally disagree, Mike LaFleur. Totally disagree. You don't have a team of guys that are coming off a playoff bound or even close to the playoffs. Play your guys the first 3 games, and then you rest everybody, anybody, and then some.
That gives them 2 weeks.
That gives them 2 weeks to get ready. So I don't agree with this at all. I think he's approaching like he's back in L.A. You're not back with the Rams.
Oh, you're right.
You got guys that are perennial playoff contenders.
Yeah.
They're going to the NFC Championship games. You got a veteran quarterback. You got dudes all over the field.
They do.
You got a dude on the defensive side
Yep.
in Myles Garrett. You may have another dude coming back in Aaron Donald. This is where I drives me nuts. And if you're a Cardinal fan, this should drive you nuts. That you don't even have your starters playing maybe 1 or 2 series and then progress the second, third game. And then you can rest, evaluate, play all the rookies, the free agents, or those guys that are on the bubble in that 4th game. So it's as if, yeah, well, this is just going to be kind of a quasi-scrimmage. Quasi-scrimmage? Seriously? So, anyways, that's my take. I just think this is wrong. I think you got to get reps. This team was horrible the last couple of years, last time I checked. It's as if, well, we're going to make another playoff run. Totally disagree. I think you got to get some reps, knock the rust off. And then next Thursday when they take on the Raiders, I would hope that the starters get a good 2, 3, 4 series to get them back on track. But last time I checked, Jimmy B,
Okay.
the record was 3-14, right?
That is correct.
Brand new staff, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so there's a lot of new moving pieces. The quarterbacks have to learn the system. You got the rookies going to start. I mean, hell, he might be way ahead of the two veterans going into the second or third preseason game. So I just look at this and just go, okay, you're not going to play your rook. He wants to play. So here's my contention. Well, Trey Benson's not going to play. James Conner's not going to play. You're surely not going to play Tyler Algier, right?
I would not think that
So,
would be the case.
I guess you got Bam Knight and
Yep.
Corey Kiner
Say hello.
because Evan Hull is also out.
Yeah.
So you got, I don't know, you got Carson Beck. You
Uh-huh.
got basically two running backs you're going to play. Disagree with the philosophy, and it's not old school, folks. Go look what the Chiefs have done. Go look what the teams have done over the last years that have won the Super Bowl. Go look at the last 5 years
Even
of teams.
the Eagles play
Eagles,
starters in preseason.
Even Seattle.
Yeah.
Now this first game they might feel, well, let's just scrimmage. Hey, I can guarantee you the Panthers aren't showing up just to scrimmage. They got guys fighting for jobs. So I just think at this point in time it's a wrong approach. You play them 2 or 3 series, move them out because you got to build up. You better be ready and raring to go because again, Jimmy, the last time I checked, the first 11
I'm
games.
sorry, I'm laughing.
The
Yeah.
first 11 games are juggernauts, right?
They are.
And you don't have a bye until what, December 13th?
Yes, that is correct.
I guess that's the early Christmas present for the Cardinals. Is
Woohoo!
to get that bye. So you got to get these guys. You should treat everything, even if it's for a series or 2. Get them out there. Let's show folks that you're serious, you're ready to get this thing going, and let's move it forward.
The thing that I found interesting, and we will indeed play some comments from head coach LaFleur. The thing that I found real interesting about this is that Jeremiah Love has come out and said, man, I'm really itching to get
Sure
out.
he has,
I want to
yeah.
play. I want to go out there and show them what I can. And nope, not going to happen. So they just cut his legs off underneath him.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, really. So he will not see the field. But 35 players out of 90 are not going to play. So that says right there, starters are not going to sniff the field.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate.
I just thought of this. Which is scary when I'm thinking.
Don't hurt yourself
I
over
know,
there.
I know. Sometimes it's a hemorrhoid in my brain. Here's the thing. Didn't you say yesterday that you would have liked to have seen Carson Beck get the first team
Sure. Yeah.
O-line out for about a series, maybe two?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I think that at that point, again, if you're serious about developing this kid, and I know we got a long way to go,
Yes, we
but if you want to have a kid out there that's working with the starters, what a perfect way to put him out there for just those guys that come out for a couple of series, and then you can put all the backups in at that point in time and have him continue to play. I would hope that that's not completely off the table. So maybe the second, maybe the third preseason game, if they feel that Minshew and Jacoby Brissett have gotten enough to the point of where, okay, we feel pretty good, or maybe Jacoby Brissett takes 2 or 3 series with the starters, and then you put Carson Beck in there. You know what Gardner Minshew can do.
Yes.
So at that point, at least the third game, I would like to see Carson Beck in there with the starters at some point during this preseason. Got 4 games, got nothing to lose, and he can get with all the guys just in case they decide to play him or the other 2 go down.
So last night, Manuch was all excited because Eduardo Rodriguez was going to be on the mound, and he thought that this was going to be a victory. No, it did not take place. They jumped on him. He gave up 3 early. The rest is history. Padres go on and win that game tonight. So this evening, same 2 teams are matched up, obviously, the Padres down at the Yard. And for me, you're going to get a guy who was just acquired by the Padres against a rookie on the mound tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you got Mize taking the bump. He also coming up from Detroit. I wonder how Detroit fans are feeling right now. Stubel's gone.
They sold the house.
Mize is gone. I think that the janitor even got sold off down to Baltimore. Yeah, you got Bratt on the bump tonight. 5.23 ERA. Again, we're treading thin water. We're treading water here.
Yeah.
When you're going with 2 rookies on the bump and looking to try to stay within earshot of this wild card team. So we'll dive a little bit more into this. But the Padres came out guns a-blazing. 3 in the top of the first, 3 in the top of the second.
Yep.
Couple dingers by Arenado and McCann to kind of get him back within 4. But that was pretty much all set early on in that game last night.
We will do our campus quickies in our second hour, yes, because ASU and U of A are starting practices today, so that's coming up in our second hour, which brings us then to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. With the monsoon season now in full swing, you want to keep your roof looking sexy. With State 48 Roofing, remember, you get a free roof inspection just by getting in contact with State 48 Roofing. It's easy to do. Just go online, state48roofing.com. Again, that's state48roofing.com. Or you can call them at 480-268-4828. Here's the question today. With ASU and U of A starting fall camp, who do you feel will finish with the better record this year? And you have 3 options. Apparently, the 4th one, Manuch's brain gave out on him. 1, ASU. 2, U of A. 3, both same record.
What do you want? What do you want the same? I mean, what do you got? Who's better, the other, or same? What else you want? What's the 4th one?
I would probably put in there none of the above.
You can't have him, man. I'm so sorry, Laz. Obviously, he didn't take his Prevagen this morning. And he said he was thinking earlier, so he may have worn out all of he might have worn out all of the intelligence that flow through the brain. That might have been gone. That makes no sense.
I am totally worn
Please
out.
go to break.
First segment, I'm totally worn out already.
They're gonna sit you on the bench.
Just take U of A. Come on, they're obviously better at everything.
Coming up, it's our replay rewind. We're getting underway here at Wright Honda in Scottsdale, right on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Lace up for a great cause. Join the 33rd Annual Frank Cush Youth Foundation Running for the Broads on Saturday, October 10th at Tempe Beach Park during the Four Peaks Oktoberfest. Every step helps support youth athletics, including girls flag football, Lady Hawk softball, the Frank Cush Scholarship at ASU, Tempe Sister Cities, and kids throughout our community. Register, donate, or volunteer today at Oktoberfest.run. That's Oktoberfest.run. Run, give back, make a difference.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Think you can handle a few drinks and still drive safely? Think again. Buzzed driving is drunk driving, and drunk driving can land you in serious trouble. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving. Even one drink can cost you thousands in fines and legal fees. Plus, take away your driver's license. So plan ahead. Use a designated driver or rideshare. Get the facts at drivesober.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Rock decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We roll all the way till 4 o'clock today, hanging out in the showroom area of Wright Honda. They've got some great automobiles here. Lots of them are on sale. And by the way, you can check out their entire line online. Just go to wrighthonda.com and check out all of the vehicles that are available here at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. All right, let's get to our replay rewind. It was already game over, but at least the Diamondbacks tried to make it interesting, but it was too little, too late.
Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit pretty well out to deep left field. Back goes Workman, looking up, it is gone. Home run for Nolan Arenado. That's his 16th of the season. And The D-backs are on the board. It's now 8-2.
That took place at the bottom of the 7th inning, and there was another dinger in the bottom of the 7th right here.
0-1. McCann sends it out to left field. This one's on its way. And the second 2-run homer of the inning has cut the deficit in half. It's now 8-4.
How about that? You got Vasquez throwing a hell of a game, 2 hits. Marquez comes in after the obligatory 6 innings.
Yes.
And for Vasquez, it's like, he throws 80 pitches and they're taking him out of the game. That's all right. We got Marquez. He'll come up. He'll give up 4 hits. He'll give up 4 runs all earned and give up 2 dingers in the meantime. And as you're watching that game, you're going, okay, here we are, 8-4. You're only 4 back. Could the answer backs come back, but to no avail as Rodriguez and Canny, they both come in and just basically shut the door
They did.
on this Diamondback team.
Here's the skipper on last night's game.
This game had a funny rhythm to it. We never got into a good flow, and they jumped on Erod. They scored the 3 early runs, and then tacked on 3 more the next inning. The pitch count was climbing, and then things kind of settled in, but we couldn't get anything going offensively. We were kind of flat line there. We hit 2 2-run home runs, and all of a sudden we're back in the game, and that's what we're capable of doing offensively. So I felt like the flow of the game was awkward for the first 6 innings. Finally found a little bit of rhythm late in the game, and then we couldn't tack on. I thought Corbin coming up and maybe slugging after those 2 2-run home runs could have made a big difference. But it's a game, and that's part of the game, and it just never really got over the top for us.
And no dingers by San Diego. All base hits.
All base hits.
Doubles, base hits.
Yeah.
Watching that game, Jimmy, those first 2 innings, it's almost as if the Padres knew what was coming. I mean, base hit, walk, base hit, no walks, I'm sorry. It's just they were all over Erod. I mean, they were good, clean hits. You had one kind of you punch one to right field off the bat on a hell of a swing. But it was just very interesting to see him give up 6 runs in his first 2 innings. Either he didn't have it, or they had a good forward scout give him a lot of information about his tendencies. And you're to your point, you get up 6-0 after those first 2 innings.
That's it.
It was pretty much it. And the Diamondbacks had no answer, no answers whatsoever until they got to that 7th inning, where they at least made a somewhat of a valiant comeback try.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a comeback, sort of, but at least it made the score, if you looked at it the next morning, somewhat respectable.
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of like football game, team's up 42. And you 42-28. The last 2 touchdowns were gimmies. Had the second, third teamers in.
Yeah.
But Marquez was for the taking. I mean, he was talking about a guy throwing meatballs. And those 2 home runs that you heard by Arenado McCann were hanging sliders. I mean, they golfed both of those out. But then again, Torrey keeps talking about flushing it. Well, okay, I hope you can flush it, but you're coming back tonight with a rookie that's taking the bump tonight in Brad.
That's correct. By the way, the highlights courtesy of 98.7 Arizona Sports. All right, let's take you to the Cardinals now. They will play tomorrow night. Howard Balzer sent us a very cool text. Manuch and I both got it, and it said he is getting on the plane because when we speak to him tomorrow, he will be in Canton for the Hall of Fame game and, of course, the ceremony. But he got on the plane, and one of the attendants came on the microphone because they are headed to Canton and said, we're here for Larry Fitzgerald. Balzer said the entire plane started chanting, Larry, Larry. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, you can imagine when he gets introduced on Saturday, the fans will be chanting that as well, too. So that's just so cool that so many fans are making the trek back to watch the Cardinals play, or I should say the faux Cardinals play, since nobody of any value will be playing in this game. But for them, watch the Cardinals. Go visit the Hall of Fame.
Yes, great.
And watch Larry the Legend get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
All right. We do know, however, that 3rd-round pick Carson Beck is going to start at quarterback. Here's what he had to say before everybody started to pack up and get out of town about starting the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, I mean, I had no clue that I was going to start. Obviously, I thought I was going to play in it, but I really didn't have any expectations of, going into any of this. Obviously our schedule is absolutely crazy right now, practice meetings. with training camp and whatnot. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited.
I think they probably felt that he's done enough, understands enough of the offense to get the guys in and out of the huddle,
right?
Make the pre-snap look, make the read. They say he's throwing very well. I've watched quite a bit of clips of him. He's very accurate. He's putting the ball on the money. Now it's 7-on-7s, and it's controlled 11-on-11.
Right.
So this will be good for him to get out there, get his feet wet, and actually start a game. But to the point that they must feel pretty secure that at least he can get the team operating down the field.
Here's Beck again then, kind of talking about that, how things have developed for him in training camp.
I think the biggest thing with training camp and being a rookie, and obviously we had OTAs, which is, I mean, a quick 6 weeks of just overload information, learn as much as you can as fast as possible, get to know the guys around you. Now, we're in a hotel. You're spending a ton of time around your teammates. You're building that chemistry even faster. You're in a ton of meetings with your coaches, which is just awesome, especially as a rookie to, be around the guys and be around the coaches and learn just every single day and continue to soak in information. But again, for me, it's just continuing to do that, continuing to learn the progressions, continuing to get through them faster and faster, and becoming just more comfortable in what I do and just playing the position. It's even with the experience that I have, being in a new offense, you still have to be, comfortable with, going through those different things and, understanding what you're trying to do.
As I mentioned, it's all about the mental side of the game. And fortunate for him, these young guys have the OTAs, they have the mini camp. And he's had 2.5 weeks of camp. Mental preparation. The physical piece he will do very well, but it's understanding what he's about to see.
He's a smart guy.
And how he can run the offense.
Yeah, look, all those years that he played college football, 6 years he played in major college football. This is a smart guy. He's going to handle it, I think, pretty well. Today's Replay Rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe Interact. Need a check? Just make one call at 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, one call, that's all. It's Lerner and Rowe. 602-977-1900. All right, the NBA. What are the Phoenix Suns doing at this moment? And training camp is not that far away. So we have Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton coming up next. We're going to fire a few NBA questions at him. Right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs dropped the second of 3 to the Padres last night as San Diego jumped on Eduardo Rodriguez early, scoring 6 runs over the first 2 innings on their way to a 9-4 victory. Arizona, though, will look to bounce back tonight and salvage a series win as Mitch Bratt will get the start for the Snakes with first pitch from Chase Field set for 6:40 and pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Sports Update is driven by Wright Honda. Huge selection, no games, no pressure. Visit Wright Honda at 7875 East Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just across from TPC Scottsdale, or shop anytime at wrighthonda.com. That's wrighthonda.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we've got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Looking for a new ride? Make the right choice. Wright Honda in Scottsdale. Whether you're shopping for a fuel-efficient Civic, a family-friendly CRV, the rugged Passport, or the all-new Accord, Wright Honda has the selection, value, and customer service Arizona drivers trust. Plus, their experienced service team is here long after the sale. Visit the showroom on Scottsdale Road just south of Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard or shop anytime at wrighthonda.com. That's wrighthonda.com, where Arizona drives. Wright Honda.
Ball players, legends. One incredible weekend of golf. It's the MLB Retired Players Association Celebrity Classic. September 19th through the 21st at Ocotillo Golf Club in Chandler. Play around paired with an actual MLB player, plus swag, breakfast, and lunch while raising money for retired players, kids with autism through Music Movement, and ASU baseball scholarships. Foursomes are going fast. Register today at music-movement.org. That's music-movement.org.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Road is the way to go. On 977-1900, 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Living and having fun in the hot summer sun can turn deadly when mixed with stimulants. Stimulant drugs raise body temperature, impair the brain's ability to regulate heat, and makes it harder for the heart to cope with extreme heat. Studies show 1 in 5 heat-related deaths have involved meth, a stimulant that overheats the body, putting users at higher risk. Be aware and stay safe. Meth and heat is a deadly mix. Visit thenewmeth.com.
Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live at Wright Honda, Arizona's #1 Honda dealer. WrightHonda.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're here until 4 o'clock at Wright Honda here in Scottsdale, right on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. The NBA, this is kind of like the quiet period. Now that LeBron James has made his team choice and the NBA schedule can now be posted and everybody has it, it is the quiet time. Timmy, welcome to the show, pal, as always. So I have this question. Since this is kind of like the quiet time for the league, when did you start as a player to start to ramp up to try to get yourself into shape?
Well, obviously it's totally different with all these facilities. I don't know if you guys noticed, the NBA Players Association just opened up a facility in L.A. for all the guys that spend their time in L.A. for a place to work out. So today's day and age is a lot different. You hear about Luka Doncic bringing all his guys over to Slovenia. Yeah. You hear about Wembanyama bringing all his guys to Paris to work out. We know Devin Booker brings his guys up to Flagstaff to work out. So it is a different animal in today's day and age. You know, the facilities and the workouts and the individual trainers and the skills guys that these guys have, it's kind of crazy. Back in the day, we played a lot more in the summertime. Houston was a hotbed. L.A. was a hotbed. You know, Florida was a hotbed. Orlando had just come in the league, and a lot of guys were living in Florida. So, you know, it was a matter of where you were, and it was a lot more, you know, playing basketball than actually, you know, individual workouts and, you know, and team-sponsored workouts and guys getting together working out as a group. It was a lot more individual playing and finding a place to work on your game as an individual player.
Tim, are with the CBA currently, with the Suns, are teams allowed to go to their facilities and gather within, and then maybe the coaches aren't there, maybe one of the players, like you said, Devin Booker, can kind of run through things? This
isn't like the NCAA. If you're in the building, you can work with the coaches. You know, I'm not sure what they can do from a standpoint of, you know, you can't make it mandatory. You can't say, hey,
Right, yeah.
everybody here. But if you want to go in the building and the coaches are there, the coaches are allowed to work with you. So it's wide open in today's day and age. And as you know, tons of guys for the Suns are here in town, going over the facility, working out as much as they can.
Tim, pull the curtain back on that. Once the 92-93 team finished the season, what were your off seasons like with that group of guys once Charles with the team? Did you guys do a lot of similar type things? Kind of paint the picture of how that went the next 2 or 3 years with Charles in town.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was different. You didn't have all those facilities. You didn't, guys tended to go a different way. And we've talked about this before. I think part of the reason that the NBA guys are getting hurt is they don't take enough time off. They're Stradivarius violins. They're strung too tight. They're ready to go at the drop of a hat. Back in the day, we would literally take maybe a month off, some guys 2 months off, go put an extra 10, 15 pounds on, have some Mai Tais and some Guinness on the beach, travel a little bit. Yeah. These guys take 2 or 3 days and they're right back in the gym. So it is definitely a different timeline, and the biggest one, just for the knowledge of the fans and everything, Charles did very little in the off season. His whole idea was training camp was where he got in shape. So Charles, admittedly, the summertime was his. He would, work out a little bit, but definitely he viewed training camp and preseason as his time to get back in shape for the regular season. Where these guys today, they're training, 51 weeks out of the year. They're taking 1 week off and they're getting right back at it.
So you're saying that they should get away from the city that they play in for a while? Yep, and play some golf, play some tennis, go to the beach?
I think they should. Personally, I think they should. I think a lot of these injuries are fatigue injuries that these guys just don't give those muscles, those ancillary, the tissues to relax and not be high strung and be under tension all the time. Go lay on the beach, put on 10 pounds. Have a hot dog, have a Mai Tai for crying out loud.
You're gonna get a few margaritas, have a pina colada, even with the umbrella in that bad boy, right?
Exactly. To that
pineapple. Exactly. Hey, to that point, Tim, we've seen 8 different teams win NBA titles over these last 8 years, and I think you kind of got into it with the injury status, because if you look at it, those teams that won it all were pretty much injury free. And on the other side, other teams, I think of Halliburton when he blew out the Achilles in that championship, it was pretty much game, set, match. Talk to that. Is it the parity? Is it the overworking? Or is it really about the injuries and having everybody healthy if you're going to win it all?
Yeah, I think just like everything, even in football, it comes around. You have to be healthy at the right time of the year, and you need a little luck. I mean, you look at the Celtics. You got Jaylen Brown. It looks like they're going to win a couple in a row, and what's his name gets hurt. You talk about Doncic being hurt in LA. You look at guys going down all over. You have to be a little bit lucky, and the crazy thing is, we used to think lucky was an ankle or a hamstring. Now it's knees and like you said, Achilles tendons that are going down, and these guys are wiping out entire seasons. So yeah, there's definitely a little bit of parity. There's more talent up and down these lineups. That's a huge part of it. But as you see, you still have to have that togetherness. You have that continuity. Teams that have been together a little bit longer, more familiar with each other, and then you need that luck. You've got to be healthy, and you got to be playing your best basketball at the right time of the season.
All right, that's a great point. Let me follow up then. In your estimation, and I don't expect the Suns to beat Oklahoma City or San Antonio, but with Mark Williams not being able to be on that court, how detrimental was that to the Suns in the postseason?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, you can say what you want about Mark Williams. He's a 7-footer. He plays his role very well. He runs the floor very well. He changes shots. He gets on the glass very well. So he was a huge part. Now everybody's got to change their role. Someone's got to step up in his position. Now you're thinner on the bench. Guys have to take different roles throughout the season, throughout different now matchups are changed. So, again, it's a huge part. And that's why I think, Hod Manuch, being as good as he has been and the progress that he has made, you know, for example, you can kind of work with Mark Williams a little bit more, take his minutes away in the season. So maybe, you know, come the end of the year, you know, he's only averaging 26, 27, 28 minutes a game instead of 32. And 6 minutes over 82 games, you know, is a lot of wear and tear on your body. Hod Manuch hasn't had anything yet. He looks like a big physical kid. You know, he hasn't had any crazy injuries to this point in his life. And, oh, by the way, he didn't start playing AAU basketball when he was 8 years old, which leaves a lot. Now, he's behind experience-wise, but physically he's got a lot more reps left in that body of his. And you know the experience can be picked up really quick with his IQ and everything.
Tim, to that point, that seems like that's how you develop that depth. You know, the key word develop. Maybe cut minutes here for this guy or that guy. That's also seemed like a strategy for this coaching staff to say, okay, we've got to get these guys ready. You know, do we rest Mark Williams for, to your point, extra 6 minutes or book or on and on and on? I mean, that's got to be kind of a fine line and still win ball games.
Yeah, without a doubt, it sure is, and that's why, you know, the coaching staffs that really have it dialed in and do it well. You know, that you look at those teams and they're always there and they're not having these crazy injuries, and then guys that you may not expect to step up late in the year and in the playoffs, they do, because all of a sudden they've gotten 12, 13 minutes a game throughout the season. Their confidence has grown. Their teammates' confidence has grown. And now the coaching staff gives them more responsibility, lets their role increase. And before you know it, you have depth, you have experience, and you have continuity up and down, you know, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 guys that you can go to and stretch it later on in the season.
Tim Kempton's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line and Right Honda guest line. So my question to you is, how excited now with all of the changes that took place in free agency and with the rookies being signed and Summer League is now in the rearview mirror, how excited are you looking forward to the upcoming season?
Yeah, I think they're going to be better. You know, everybody. Listen, the 45 wins last year were, you know, was a little bit of a surprise. You got a brand new coach, you got new positions up and down the roster, but I think the confidence of these guys as players, as a team, should take a hit. These guys should be more confident. They should be better going into the season. You see the Jordan Goodwins, the Colin Gillespies, you know, those rotation guys, the guys that fill in those role positions. And then you add people like Koa Pete and Miles Bridges, you know, in areas that you needed. You needed, you know, defense, you needed rebounding on the defensive glass and the offensive glass. You needed to get more physical. So you addressed needs with certain players. And then you see what some of these guys did in with minutes, with time in the summer league. Hod Manuch was phenomenal. You know, I think he was one of the top 5 players in the summer league, up and down, not just centers. He was one of the top 5 players in the summer league. And then what Koa Pete did with his maturity and his skill set, it just feeds into everything that this front office and coaching staff have done. So the players are excited. I think the fans should be excited because I'm excited to call games this year for sure.
Tim, I'm so glad I bought into your philosophy of taking that month off after the season. I was exhausted charting those plays and running the scout team. I needed a good month off to basically just chill, man. I mean, that's exhausting.
I was right there with you. You know, I wasn't a starter, so there was some nights I didn't play for 2 weeks. It was more mental. I think you and I had to apply ourselves mentally in the off season, without a doubt.
Yeah, it was that Notre Dame education and K-State education that we were dialed in, man. We were toast.
Mentally, exactly.
Timmy, you got way more minutes than Manuch did. Trust me.
Great talking to you guys.
Thank you, man. You have a good rest of your week. That's Tim Kempton, everybody. You got it, pal. That's Suns radio analyst. You can find him on X at SunsTK. That's at SunsTK. And he's presented today by All City Towing. You can join All City Towing right now. Why did I say that? Because they're looking for people like you. They are hiring drivers and dispatchers and customer service people. So if you're not pleased with what you're doing right now, just check out All City Towing. The pay is excellent. They have wonderful benefits as well, including a monthly fuel allowance. Here's all you have to do. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward. All right, when we come back a little on this day and some football at 50, we're hanging out today at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Hey, it's Jimmy B. Football season is here, and there's never been a better time to grow your business. Partner right now with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, with live endorsements, show sponsorships, featured segments, remote broadcast, and so much more. YouTube, social media, and commercials, all built around your goals and your budget. Visit rocandmanuch.com and click advertise. Let's grow your business together.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try Sushi Pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California Roll, Spicy Tuna Roll, and the Surf and Turf Roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street and Indian School.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Wright Toyota On This Day report. Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale.
Here's the interesting part when I took a quick glance at what this day was going to be. Every day that my esteemed colleague has listed, I have been to that location, and I probably have done a broadcast from that location as well.
Well, we'll get it started back on 2001 on August 5th. Dave Winfield, Kirby Puckett, Bill Mazeroski, and Negro League star Hilton Smith are inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. 2006, Warren Moon becomes the first black quarterback to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. He's joined by Troy Aikman, John Madden, Rayfield Wright, knew Rayfield real well. He lived out in Mesa for several years until he passed. Harry Carson and Reggie White. What a class.
Yeah.
That was right there. I mean, you looked at the look at the defensive guys.
Everybody's a star.
Everybody's a star. Everybody's a star. And then 2014, last but not least, the San Antonio Spurs hire WNBA star Becky Hammon as an assistant coach, making her the first woman to join an NBA coaching staff.
She was a terrific point guard in the WNBA, was an assistant with, as my esteemed colleague referenced, Popovich, with the head coach of the Spurs. She then broke another record, or I suppose shattered it, becoming the first woman to coach a summer league game in the NBA as well. And now she is the head coach and general manager in Las Vegas for the Aces.
So August 5th on this day. There you go, Jimmy.
I like it, pal, as always. Hey, everybody, football is back. That means tomorrow night we get the Hall of Fame game. I know where I'm going to be to watch it. I'm going to hang out at Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Yep, that's right. We've got it all covered for you at Big's. It's a great place to have your fantasy football draft as well. They've got you covered with ice cold drinks, loaded burgers. Televisions are everywhere. They even have a nice patio set up with big screens. It's right off the 101 and 83rd Avenue and Bell Road in Peoria. For more information, just go to bigspeoria.com. Again, that's bigspeoria.com. Get your fantasy draft party booked at Bigs, where Peoria goes for football.
All right, if you haven't heard already, looks like running back Jeremiah Love, the number 3 overall pick in the 2026 draft, will not play in tomorrow's game, as Jimmy alluded to, against the Panthers. Head coach Mike LaFleur announced that, coming from Ian Rappaport of NFLnews.com, saying not going to happen. And so you got Carson Beck mentioned yesterday he was going to start. Jeremiah Love, even though he'd like to play, is not going to play. So right now, as far as running backs are concerned, Love is not going to play. I'm sure Tyler Algier will not play. James Conner's still injured. Trey Benson, his knee is bothering him. Evan Hall, his knee is bothering him. So you got 2 guys, Bam Knight and Corey Kiner.
I'm surprised they haven't called me.
You know what? They want a decoy. Who's that old guy over there? Think about that. I mean, if Bam Knight goes down or Kiner goes down, you really only have one running back.
That's it.
So it'll be like a 7-on-7 game. So it'll be Carson Beck will basically be the guy. So announced today, this morning, that even though he wants to play, Jeremiah Love is not going to play. All right, all you Commander fans, guess what? Free agent wide receiver Stephon Diggs is set to sign a 1-year deal worth up to $12 million, giving the team a proven receiver to help out Terry McLaurin. That, again, by Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, and also ESPN's Adam Schefter. So it sounds like where there's smoke, there's fire. If Stephon Diggs can just keep his head about it, right?
He still has game.
He totally does. But at some point in time, his knuckleheadedness, yeah, that's a word. I made it up.
That's fine.
It seems to rear its ugly head. And I think that with Deebo Samuel not coming back and being signed by the 49ers, that Diggs is going to be that guy, that complimentary receiver to McLaurin. Now, folks, Diggs is 32 now. And, think about this. This is his third team the last 3 years. And I think what happens is organizations, teams, the locker room get tired of the stuff.
Yeah.
They get tired of all that stuff that goes with it because it's disruptive. If you're not getting yours, okay, it's a team game. There's 10 other guys besides yourself. So long story short, looks like he's going to be part of the Commanders. Hey, good luck with them, Commanders. I know that Jaden Daniels probably will be his buddy and, buddy up to him to say, hey, look, let's work on this together. I'm sure McLaurin will do the same thing.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin, he's a terrific wideout.
Pretty much keep him in check. And last but not least, another big blow for the Atlanta Falcons. Jalen Walker hurts the ACL yesterday. He is going to be out for the season. He was the 15th overall pick, one of the up-and-coming young rush ends in the National Football League. And I believe it was the last play of the practice yesterday. He made a cut. It buckled. He was down for about a good 15 minutes and pretty much hurts that entire defense. It hurts the team.
Okay, let me drop this on you then. So people are screaming, players are screaming, that they want natural grass and not the field turf anymore. And teams are putting their field turf back in. So during practice sessions, they are practicing on natural grass.
They are.
Manuch, we have seen two players during practice right now blow out ACLs, and they were not touched.
And I think, you'd love to have the grass because it's softer, but you're right, Jimmy. Guys are blowing out their ACLs, whether it's on the turf or it's on the grass.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter, for instance, she blew out her ACL at a soccer practice on grass.
Yeah.
And so many of them, when you look at them, they make a cut. It doesn't make any difference. Now, I know that Kittle would love to see more grass, which is just as far as landing, it's a little softer.
Sure.
You can get a better grip with your cleats. You don't slip. But to your point, it doesn't really make a difference.
No.
When that ACL or MCL or PCL gives out.
Yeah.
So that's Jalen Walker's probably the other largest blow in the National Football League because just the other day, Ricky Pearsall blew out his PCL.
He did.
He's out for the year. And now Jalen Walker of the Atlanta Falcons is going to be out for the year. The second-year kid, a lot of promise with this young man. Say, hey, look, this is a kid that when you look at all the great rush ends that are out there, he could be on par with that if he can stay healthy. So there you go, Jimmy B. A little football at 50. Some injuries, some news. Stephon Diggs. If they can just keep him from becoming a knucklehead, it could be a good pickup for the Commanders.
My esteemed colleague is sipping wild turkey as we speak today because he is still upset that the Arizona Cardinals are not, and I repeat, are not going to let Jeremiah Love on the field in tomorrow night's game.
And I believe that Mike LaFleur said there's 35 individuals.
That is correct.
Probably all starters that are not going to play. Totally disagree. This team was 3-14 last year. Even if it's for a couple of series, they need reps. It's a new staff. It's a new offense. You need continuity, and you need to play. And reps matter as you get yourself ready for that opening game against the LA Chargers.
I agree with you 100%. I thought for sure. I understand starting Carson Beck. I get that. But I was with you. I just felt that they should at least do a series or two with the start.
And look at this. We talked about Ricky Pearsall and Jalen Walker.
Yeah,
hurt at practice.
Yes.
You can get hurt at practice.
And
let alone a preseason game.
Unbelievable.
What's the difference?
I'm with you.
I don't get it.
All right.
They were 3-14 last year, right?
3-14 is correct.
3-14, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, they got a lot to build on there, I guess. They got a lot of cachet.
The D-backs sucked pond water last night in the loss to the Padres. We'll get into that in our second hour. Also, campus quickies are on the way. ASU, U of A, and NAU. We are broadcasting live today here at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. Come on out and say hello. Manuch will take a photo with you.
For free.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hi, folks. Jody Jackson here. My friends at Y-Refi are humbled to be this year's co-presenting sponsor of the Phoenix Children's Hospital Give-a-thon. And at Y-Refi, they understand college didn't turn out how a lot of us hoped. The degree? Check. But the debt and detours, not what anyone planned. That's why Y-Refi helps struggling borrowers refinance private student loans with a plan that actually works. Visit YRefi.com today. That's YREFY.com. Y-Refi is not available in all states.
At Train, tough comes standard. But real strength isn't just muscle, it's knowing when to flex. HVAC units tough enough for the extremes, but smart enough to know what's next. We engineer for chaos, so your home always stays comfortable. Train, built strong, engineered smart. It's hard to stop a train.
Train is a proud sponsor of the Phoenix Children's Hospital and Champions of Hope, helping provide funding for the hospital's care, life-saving research, and families in need.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Brock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. Back live at Wright Honda in Scottsdale with ESPN 620's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Shop it online, they'll deliver it. WrightHonda.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll till 4 o'clock this afternoon. And yes, this is our new place of having our broadcast here at Wright Honda. We're here on Wednesdays and a couple of Tuesdays as well. But they have remodeled the entire showroom. The place looks great, and they've got great salespeople on the floor right now to help you.
Yeah, here's a few of the great sales that they got going on, great deals. But by the way, the number one thing here, Jimmy B, no payments for 90 days through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. Woo-hoo. So if you're a qualified buyer through Honda Financial, you got no payments for 90 days. So they've got some exclusive finance programs. Now, that's through Wright Honda and Honda Financial Services. For example, 1.49% for 36 months on the Accord hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. 3.49% for 36 months on Civic gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And last but not least, 2.49% for 36 months on Accord gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. So again, we're located down here on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just east of 78th Street. Mm-hmm. So stop on by. Jimmy B and I'll be here. And they got, like I like to say, going on till the end of August.
There you go.
These specific, and there's many more that are also going on as far as all the great deals out here at Wright Honda.
All right, so we have baseball tonight, downtown Chase Field, same two teams, Padres, D-backs. Last night, it was the San Diego Padres that just put a whooping on the D-backs. They did it early. First 2 innings, they were up 6-0, hung on to win 8-4, and it wasn't even that close.
And sometimes if you're one of the top pitchers in Major League Baseball, you're going to have one of those days.
Yeah.
And Erod had one of those days, goes 5 2/3, gave up 11 hits, the 7 runs, 5 of those earned, and he had the 4 strikeouts. And interesting, Jimmy, 5 2/3, he seemed to be struggling last night, over 100 pitches.
I was surprised they let him throw that many.
Well, it's interesting, but he only thrown 5 2/3.
Yeah.
And he was really struggling at the plate. Obviously, that first inning, the first 2 innings, he probably threw, 40-some pitches. But you're watching that game, base hit after base hit after base hit in that first inning, and then the same exact thing in that second inning. And I don't know if he was tipping his pitches, but the Padres were all over it. They were raking. No home runs, believe it or not. See a team score 9 runs in a game, not have any dingers is somewhat of an anomaly. But I just thought that was one of those games. He didn't have any movement. He was hanging the slider. Now, he kept the ball down. They just kind of had a good idea where his pitches were going. It's as if they knew what was coming.
Oh, so you're telling me the Houston Astros were in town, disguised as the Padres?
Well, I think what happened is the former aide with the Houston Astros is now part of the Padres organization. Just kidding, everybody. Just kidding. But it was one of those days. The Diamondbacks, sometimes you're going to get whooped. You take it, you try to make a comeback, and get ready for the next day.
So they are playing again tonight. Mize on the mound against Pratt. So you get a rookie against a seasoned vet. I don't like this matchup at all.
And even though Mize has struggled a little bit at Detroit, now that Detroit's lost all their pitching, Scoble goes to the Dodgers.
Right.
Mize goes to the San Diego Padres. You can experience a veteran pitcher, and you are definitely in the hunt, so to speak, for that wild card spot. And with that victory last night, I think between the Diamondbacks and Padres, they're going to probably go back and forth for a while.
I would think so.
In that third spot.
Yeah.
Because currently the Cubs are up +5. Laz, what has gotten into your Cubbies to just take care of business against the Dodgers and then just continue? They've won 6 out of the last 10. What happened?
It's a simple MVP, Pete Crow Armstrong. That is all there is to it. He is electrifying. He is taking the game by storm right now. And the Cubs are white hot because look out. When they had some people are saying they had a better deadline than the Dodgers. I don't know how you can say that when you got Scooble, but they redid their whole rotation in one deadline. They're pitching well. They're hitting well. Look out. I think we got ourselves a contender going into October. And that's biased, but I think so.
Well, you're always biased.
Yeah. The one thing you look at is the Cubs have been scoring runs, guys. It's not as if they haven't been scoring runs.
That is correct.
But you look at their run differential. As I mentioned, they're 5 games up on the in the wild card, currently first, followed by the Phillies, who are +1. Diamondbacks are the lone holder of the third place spot, with the Padres 1 game behind them.
That's it.
The Marlins 2. Pirates not far behind, 3.5, and the Cardinals at 4. But right now this Cubs team, when you look at all the major league teams that are either in first place or second place, you look at the Cubs, they're +98 run differential in reference that they've been getting the hitting. Now, specifically, I think the last couple of weeks, they're right now, they won 6 out of the last 10, as I mentioned. But they're +98. And you look at all the other teams like the Phillies, and you look at the Diamondbacks, they're only like the Phillies are only +4 run differential. Then the Diamondbacks are +1. And the Padres, as woeful as they were for about 2.5 months, they're -11. But, folks, they've won 8 out of the last 10. We talked about they beat the 2 minor league teams in the Rockies, the San Francisco Giants. But they lose yesterday. They lose Sunday. They come back Tuesday, and they win that game. So they're starting to catch heat at the right time of the year. So I think it's between the Phillies, Diamondbacks, and Padres, and even the Marlins. Have won 6 out of the last 10.
Yeah, don't sleep on Miami.
It's interesting. Would they lose like 11, 12, 13 in a row?
Yeah.
They flipped the script, and they won 6 out of the last 10.
But they had done themselves well at the first part of the season, and they came out of the gate extremely fast. So they had some games that they could toy with. And when they lost 12 in a row, man, oh man, everybody says, okay, it's over. And then they found a way to win. They went and just beat the stuffing out of Philadelphia. They swept the series from the Phillies, and that got them right back into it.
We say they had a little cachet, they had a little credit, they had a little wiggle room.
They did.
With that great start. So you got Brett on the mound tonight, as you mentioned, Mize taking the bump for the Padres. And then tomorrow night, you got Drake, another rookie, facing a veteran in Buehler. And Buehler, his days with the Dodgers seem to be the best. I know you want
Walker,
to say
Walker Bueller.
Walker Bueller.
I'm sitting here waiting for the Bueller.
The soundbite.
Bueller.
But think about that.
Yeah.
So you got the next 3 starters. Let me put it this way, and you've got for the Diamondbacks, you got Bratt tonight, Drake tomorrow, and then Merrill Kelly on Friday. Okay, you got 2 rookies, Bratt and Drake. Kelly, he's been a little suspect the last 3 outings. 2 out of the last 3 he's struggled. This is who the Diamondbacks are going to face. Tonight you mentioned Mize.
Right.
Tomorrow night you got Bueller. And then here come the Dodgers. Friday, you got Sasaki and Yamamoto on the bump. And then as far as the Sunday game, they don't know yet. I'm sure it might be Scoble at that point. Comes back on Sunday. But you got a bunch of veterans that you're going to face, and you got a couple rookie guys, and then you got a guy in Merrill Kelly that's been, I'll just say, off and on. Can we be fair about that?
Roller coaster.
And then you got Brandon Pfaadt. He's been the dude. He could be. It should be what? He's 6-1. Could very easily be 7-0.
He could be
since he's come back from Reno. And then from there, you kind of repeat the cycle. You got Pfaadt, Rodriguez, Bratt, Drake, Kelly. Repeat cycle. So at that point, you hope that Soroka, as far as I understand, and then Laz, you can look into this. Is Soroka, I think, has got one more start or one more assignment before he comes back here very, very soon.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Is that so? Is he going to have one more start tonight or one more workout? What's the scenario for him?
He's expected to throw 60 to 65 pitches and one more rehab start with Reno, and then he'll be back with the Major League club.
Okay.
So, hey, maybe going down to Reno, think about Brandon
that's what
Pfaadt.
Pfaadt did, yeah.
He sure did.
And he got it worked. Look, Jody Jackson told us that he changed his positioning on the mound, and we had that discussion about how you noticed he was pitching off the corner of the mound and not in the middle of the mound or on the rubber.
Watching the beginning of that game, that's the very first thing as he jogged out.
Yeah.
By the way, why do pitchers hop over the baseline? Is that a superstition?
Yes.
Okay.
Unwritten rules of baseball.
I guess.
Which totally suck.
Let
me just say this. All right, I got to get this off my chest, all right? And I have a monstrous chest, 44 in circumference, okay?
Right.
So
Jimmy goes and gets his coats at the little boy store over at Macy's.
That's it.
The extra small.
Hey, they're cheaper. So here's the thing. So you remember when Tawa was going to bunt?
Yeah.
And they got all upset.
Yeah.
They had a little brouhaha. It's the 6th inning.
I thought the same
It's
thing.
the 6th inning. What is your job as a hitter? Your job as a hitter is to get on base. Get on base. And you do that, A, by getting hit by a pitch. B, a walk. C, a single, whether if it's a base hit single or a bunt single, a double, a triple, a home run. Your job is to get on base. It's the 6th inning. Just take your stinking unwritten rules of baseball and put them where the sun doesn't shine.
You know, it's interesting. As soon as that happened and the catcher got into Tawa's ear, I'm like, dude, it's the 6th inning.
Come on.
I know you got a perfect game going, but it's the 6th inning. I mean, drag bunt, do anything. By the way, does anybody know how to bunt anymore? Does anybody know how to bunt? I see all these pop-ups. I said, no, I will say this.
Okay.
I will say that was it the Nationals? When they were in town.
Oh, they did.
And they had the 4 bunts in a row.
Yes.
The best bunting team in all of baseball. Everybody pops up.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the third baseman back on his heels in that Cleveland game. He lays one down, but I'm like you. It was the 6th inning. Now, if that was like circa 20-some years ago when Ben Davis tried to lay down a bunt in the 9th inning, I don't know if it was Schilling or Johnson had a perfect game going.
Right.
And you lay a bunt down. Now that's an unwritten rule. Hey, you're 9th inning. You're up there swinging away. Nobody wants to see a stinking bunt to break up the perfect game.
What is your job as a hitter? Get on base. No matter how you do it, get on base.
It is sacrilegious in the 9th inning.
But it was the 6th
Yeah,
inning.
exactly. It was the 6th
So
inning.
don't give me this garbage about unwritten rules of baseball.
But real quick, I mean,
Yeah.
just when Pfaadt went out to the mound, the first thing I noticed, you know how they mess around the mound.
They
He
always
stayed on that left edge.
He did.
He beat that up, and he was there pretty much majority of the game.
Manuch, I didn't pay any attention to it until you referenced it on the show.
Yeah,
that you picked up on that.
That's me, Jimmy. I don't miss a beat.
Oh, man.
I miss a beat with these guys out there.
All right, coming up, ASU, U of A, and practice beginning today. Also, we're going to have our campus quickies coming up as well at the bottom of this hour. Hanging out today at beautiful Wright Honda in Scottsdale. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Across the country, opioid overdose deaths are going down. But in Arizona, they're rising. And it's not just opioids. Deaths linked to meth, cocaine, and kratom are increasing too. This is a crisis, but it's one we can change. Honest conversations about drug risks can save lives. Be part of the solution. Visit talknowaz.com for tools and resources. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Arizona's future depends on a skilled workforce, and that's why students don't just learn at Pima JTED, they do. From healthcare to technology and construction to design, the JTED classroom model gets high school students ready for college, a career, or both, teaching them the skills Arizona employers need right now. Discover how Pima JTED students can support your business. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
The guys are live at Wright Honda on Frank Lloyd Wright. Sales, service, all of it. WrightHonda.com.
Everybody, welcome back in. We're here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we are going to do some ASU and U of A commentary right now, especially their upcoming schedules, because both teams begin practice today. Let us start first with our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. And here it is. Both ASU, U of A in camp. Who do you feel will finish with a better record this year? 1, ASU, 2, U of A, 3, both have the same record. Are you leaning a certain way, Manuch?
Well, let's do this. Let's go through the schedules, and we'll break that down. All right, Laz, so you keep tally. Yourself, me, and Jimmy B.
I am on it, fellas.
Let's start with the Sun Devils. Start with Morgan State. By the way, where's Morgan State at?
Morgan State is over by Baltimore, in between Washington and Baltimore.
Okay, all right. Well, I've got a win for that one. How about you, Jimmy?
I think that they will score 100 points.
Okay, how about you, Laz?
Yeah, I think they'll squeak by in that one.
Spoken like a true U of A Wildcat. All right, here's the good one. Summing up the second game at College Station.
Yeah.
At Texas A&M. That team is loaded. I've got Texas A&M winning that game.
I will second that as well. I think A&M is going to be trouble in the SEC.
And I will third that. That is a very difficult matchup for the Sun Devils.
All right, for the Sun Devils, the third game, they're going over to Wembley Stadium. They're taking on the KU Chicken Hawks over there.
Yeah.
Union Jack Classic. I've got ASU winning that game. Jimmy B?
I also would like the Sun Devils to win that game over Kansas.
Okay, Laz?
I'll take ASU, but Manuch, you're not taking your Kansas Jayhawks?
No.
I'm kidding. I'm
No.
kidding.
Did you just say mine?
Your Kansas Jayhawks?
Wow, wash your mouth out with soap. Wow, that hurt.
You say that to a K-State guy. That really hurt.
All right, here we go. Getting into the Big 12 conference.
I'm ready.
The second conference game versus Baylor. I got the Devils winning that game.
Where's the game?
That's here.
I will take the Devils winning that game as well.
Laz?
I think it'll be closer than people expect, but yeah, at home, I would give that one to the Devils as well.
Following week, they'll be taking on Hawaii. They'll be in Tempe. I got the Devils winning that bad boy.
I do too, but I think that the Hawaii Rainbows will give them trouble.
They will. They will, Laz?
ASU will win that one, I think, pretty easily.
I don't think it's going to be that easy. Hawaii can put points on
They
the board.
much improved yesterday.
They are.
Absolutely. All right, the next game, October 70, at Texas Tech. Loaded, paid off, the best protein that college can buy.
Oh, stop.
I've got Tech winning that game.
I cannot believe that came out of your mouth when Ohio State and Texas are paying out $50 million, and you're saying Texas Tech.
Well, by the way, Jimmy, it's a fact. Texas Tech did pay more in their NIL than those teams you just mentioned. Who do you got, Jimmy?
They paid more than they did.
They did.
Not.
They paid their front defensive four.
Yeah.
They paid that front defensive four was almost half of what Ohio State paid to their NIL.
Oh my gosh.
So Campbell paid out the ducats. All right, who you got?
I'm going to take Texas Tech.
All right, you got Tech. All right, Laz?
I'm going to take the ASU upset. Even as a U of A alum, I got to switch up from you guys a little bit. I think ASU can pull off an upset. They almost did it last year as well.
All right, then the real Wildcats coming to Tempe on October 24th. Kansas State coming into town. I got to tell you what, Colin Klein's turned a new leaf.
Yeah.
I got my Cats winning that ball game.
All right,
there.
I knew that you would go there. Spoken like a true alum. I don't believe that's going to take place. I think Anthony Johnson is still the quarterback at K-State. He is going to have some issues, so I will indeed take ASU to win at home.
Avery Johnson.
Yeah, Avery Johnson. Thank you.
All right, it's all right. All right, Laz.
I'm going to take finally this time actually your K-State Wildcats.
Ooh.
I believe in you, Manuch.
Are you looking for a raise or something?
maybe, Jimmy.
The next game is going to be at BYU, folks, in Provo. This is going to be a tough one, but I think the Devils can go in there and pull that bad boy off.
You wouldn't want to be BYU wins that game.
All right, Laz?
I got BYU as well on that one.
All right. Then you got Colorado and Tempe. I got the Sun Devils all over that one.
I have them beating the Buffaloes as well. I think that Colorado will be an improved team, but I just think they won't be that improved, and ASU wins.
I'll go with ASU in this one.
Okay.
Why not?
And then on November 14th, you take on UCF in Orlando. Tough place to play, but they've been struggling as of late. I'm going to go Devils in that one.
I totally disagree. I think South Florida is a much improved team. They proved it last year. They lost their
Central Florida, UCF.
Oh, Central Florida.
Yeah, UCF.
Okay, so Scott Frost is the coach there again. When Scott Frost was there, they went undefeated, and they were the national champions. Just ask them. They'll tell you that.
25 years ago.
No, it wasn't 25 years.
Who do you got, Jimmy? Let's go.
All right. We got plenty of time, Manuch. I'm going to take Central Florida.
All right, Laz?
I got the Devils in that one.
All right. No, and then you come home and take on Okie State. I'm going to go with the Devils against Oklahoma State.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, a much improved team with a new quarterback, new coach. They will be a problem in the Big 12.
And then Laz, go ahead.
I got OK State as well.
You got Okie State, gotcha. All right, and then last but not least, November 28th at U of A, Arizona. Woo! So it's going to be a Donnybrook. I'm going to probably lean toward ASU because I'm sure U of A will be fair. I'm gonna go Devils in this one. Here.
Okay, fair enough. I will go with U of A again. I think they'll be the better team this year and will play better in Big 12 games. So I'm taking the Wildcats.
This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna have to think
yeah,
about
right.
it.
Sure, it's tough.
Maybe U of A
Yeah,
by a million.
alumni
Go
boys.
Cats,
Yeah.
bear down.
All right, guys. I've got the Devils at 9-3. What's Jimmy B?
Jimmy B, you got him at, I think, let's see here, 8-4, and I actually have him at 8-4 as well.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the U of A schedule and start off with that juggernaut team. They'll give them a good game. Taking on NAU, I got U of A all the way on this one.
I agree with you on that. Look, I'd love to see NAU be a playoff team this year, but it's not going to happen in the first game.
Laz?
I'll take the Cats to beat NAU. They should squeak by in that one as well.
All right. The first true litmus test at BYU.
Hello.
Ooh, I gotta go the Cougars on this
Yeah,
one.
I'm going with them as well.
Yeah, that's a tough week 2 game to go over there. I think I'll go with BYU.
Third game versus Northern Illinois. You got to go with the Cats against Northern Illinois.
I agree with that assessment as well.
Yep, I agree as a third on that.
And then at WSU, Washington State, that juggernaut Pac-10 school. Got to go Cats on that one.
Actually, Manuch, it's Pac-12.
Oh, yeah. I think there's like 18 planned. So whatever it is. See, there's 8 planned, Pac-12. I call them the Pac-10.
I will take U of A.
All right.
U of A.
All right, versus Cincinnati. That game is that in Tucson?
Yeah, that's in Tucson.
Okay.
I'm going to go U of A in that one.
Yeah,
Jeff.
I will too then, since it's a home game, yes.
I will take the Cats always.
All right, then you're going to go to Morgantown. They're going to burn furniture, but it's at West Virginia. I'm going with the Cats in this one, too.
I'm going to take West Virginia. I think Rich Rod's done a good job resurrecting that team, so I will go with the Mountaineers.
Yeah, that'll be a closer game than people think, but U of A ain't losing to Rich Rod. It can't happen.
Iowa State in a kind of a rebuilding mode. Matt Campbell's left to go on to Penn State. I got to take the Cats in that Iowa State game in Tucson.
I'm just going to say this. Jimmy Rogers, who came from Washington State, flipped the Cougars on the map once again and had winning seasons with Washington State. He's going to do exactly the same thing at Iowa State. I'm going Cyclones.
Oh, that's U of A all the way.
Absolutely.
In Tucson, Iowa State was good, not as good as they were last year. In Tucson, give me the Cats.
All right, and then the Cats go to Lubbock, Texas. Another Arizona team going to Texas against Texas Tech. I'm going to go with the Texas Tech Red Raiders in that battle.
Me in on that one as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. I think Texas Tech will get them there.
Then back with TCU, you're going to take on the Horned Frogs. Tough team, but they had a hell of a recruiting year by the year. I'm going to go with the Cats, though, against TCU.
I'm with you on the Cats at home.
Cats at home.
Okay, then at home again against Utah. Devin Dampier comes back. I got to go Utah on that bad boy.
I'm going to roll with U of A in that game.
I'm always rolling with U of A. If it was in Utah, I would be very different. I think since
Yes.
it's in Tucson, we have
I
a
agree.
chance.
All right, on the 21st, right before Thanksgiving, it's going to be a cat fight in Manhattan, Kansas. K-State and U of A. I got to go with my K-State Cats in Manhattan. That time of year, windy, chilly. It might be 95 below zero. I don't know if the Arizona kids can handle it, but I'm going to go with my K-State Cats.
I'm going to take the Wildcats.
All right.
Which Wildcats, Jimmy B? No, I was going to do
one,
that.
Jimmy?
You took that from me.
No, you got to get one. U of A or at KSU.
I'll side with Manuch because I'm looking for a raise too, lads. I'll go K-State.
I'll also take the Wildcats, just the ones from Tucson.
And I think we already talked about this one. I think that ASU U of A. I think I took ASU in that bad boy.
I had
Laz,
U of A.
you had U of A, right?
Yeah.
The 10-2 Arizona Wildcats. Oh baby, that's a conference winner right there.
I got the Cats 7-4. I got ASU 9-3. What's Jimmy B got?
I think Jimmy B, if I count this right, was 8-3. No, 7-4. 7-4, just like you.
Okay. And then what'd you have, Laz, for your Devils, Cats, and in total there?
I got 10-2 for U of A, and I think I had 8-4 for ASU.
Okay.
All right. So again, if you want to vote, who's going to have the better season? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on X and @Roc and Manuch on Instagram. Little fun to kind of break it down
sure, yeah.
since they are diving in full bore today, and we'll get a real good look at our guests coming up with Campus Quickies next. So I got the Devils at 9-3, and the Cats at 7-4. Common denominator, Kansas State beat both
I
the
think
Arizona teams.
I think 10-2 would make those guys in Tucson Big 12 champions, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would.
I think Texas Tech will have something to say about that.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
true. That'll be a close one.
Yeah, it will be. Hey, everybody, right now, unless you're driving, text ESPN to 59925. Again, that's ESPN to 59925. Why am I telling you this? Because you'll automatically be entered to win a portable Bluetooth speaker and a $100 gift card from Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. So do it right now. ESPN 59925. Get in on it. It's all put together by our great partnership with Biggs, where the food's hot, the beer's cold, and sports fans call it home. When we come back, Campus Quickies, ASU, U of A, and NAU. Let's get you to an ESPN Sports Center update right now.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs dropped the second of 3 to the Padres last night as San Diego jumped on Eduardo Rodriguez early, scoring 6 runs over the first 2 innings on their way to a 9-4 victory. Arizona will look to bounce back tonight and salvage a series win as Mitch Bratt will get the start for the Snakes with first pitch from Chase Field set for 6:40 and pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Sports Update is driven by Wright Honda. Huge selection, no games, no pressure. Visit Wright Honda at 7875 East Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just across from TPC Scottsdale, or shop anytime at wrighthonda.com. That's at wrighthonda.com.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. Or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof. Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil Ticket Office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you a dementia caregiver? Perhaps you care for your spouse, family member, or friend. Whoever it is, being a dementia caregiver can build relationships and test them. I'm Bill, and I want to thank you for the care you have provided. I've faced similar situations, so I'm speaking on behalf of the Dementia Society of America, a nonprofit organization. Request our free guide filled with tips on care, planning, and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Thank you.
It's Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info, exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, we're here in Scottsdale hanging out today at Wright Honda, and we'll be here until 4 o'clock. Time for some campus quickies. We're going to run around to all three of the major universities right now, so let us begin with ASU. Digest is our guest. You can find him at Devil's Digest on X. That's at Devil's Digest. Hod, welcome. How excited are you today since they are going to be practicing today?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was fun to be back on the practice field. Great weather. It was cloudy most of the time. I'm sure a little humid, but, when it is cloudy usually this time of year, that means the monsoon humidity is still in the air. But Kenny Dillingham talked about wanting the practice to be more efficient. The practice is much closer to a 2-hour session, not a lot of standing or walking around at all between segments. So overall, I think the efficiency goal that ASU put forward worked great, at least on the first day of fall camp. And again, Mother Nature definitely cooperated.
So, Hod, is that kind of the mantra, efficiency, quality, let's do it right the first time type of theme?
Yeah, I mean, there's really no need to start wearing down, your team, especially when you're practicing in one of the hottest climates, maybe the hottest one across the nation. So, yeah, I mean, efficiency is really going to be key. If you're going to be 2 hours instead of 2.5 hours on the practice field, just make sure that you really maximize the most out of it. So I think that's something that is definitely going to be a mantra for ASU, and I think just really keeping the bodies fresh as much as you can. I mean, I've been on your show many times in the last several weeks saying that these 9 straight weeks of football that takes place after the bye week, it's going to be crucial to have a healthy team, to have a deep team. And if you are going to start wearing down your players from day one of week 1 of fall camp, that's going to be something that's going to be hard to achieve come October, November.
Okay, I mean, how is this team going to determine their starting quarterback? What's going to be a lot of 11-11? What kind of, checks and balances will they be doing in order to check to see who's going to be that starting quarterback starting against Morgan State?
I think the biggest thing is really just how efficient you are running the offense, and it's not only measured by how many turnovers you do or do not commit, but just really the plays that you're able to make. I mean, really all the weapons around you feeling more comfortable with quarterback A versus quarterback B. I think those are things that are going to reveal themselves more and more as we progress in fall camp. The pads are only going to come out, next week. So I think the true evaluation is really going to take place once that era, if you will, of fall camp is going to take place. It's not that you're not paying attention to the quarterbacks or any other position groups, but I think in a lot of respects, it is kind of hard to judge it when the pads are not on yet.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Hod. Any indication yet who the starting quarterback will be, or is that going to be up in the air for a while?
I think it's going to be really up in the air in a while. I mean, for what it's worth, Carter Bowley was taking first team snaps when they did go 11-11. Honestly, that's not a whole lot of different than the way spring practice ended. I said that Carter Bowley may not be a classic clubhouse leader, but I don't think anybody is really going to be shocked if he ends up being the starting quarterback. But again, guys like Mikey Keene, guys like Jake Fetty are going to be given ample opportunities throughout fall camp. But again, right now, it does appear that Cutter Bowley might get more first team snaps than his competition. But, that definitely could change over the next few days.
Oh, we had Kyson Brown on last Friday. He was really good. He's ready and raring to go after the ankle injury last year. It sounds like he's ready to go for he wants to be the bell cow coming out of there, the bell cow, coming out of that backfield.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it seems like every year for the last 5, 6, maybe even 7 years, we're hearing about this running back by committee that's going to take place. And here comes Cam Scatterwood. Here comes Benjamin, if you want to go all the way back then, or Rashad White. So, again, we are hearing the running back by committee mantra being floated out there. But if there's going to be a bell cow, I wouldn't be surprised if it would be Kyson Brown. There's a lot of talent at the running back group. You just want to make sure that, the cream is going to rise to the top sooner rather than later. When I was asking my subscribers what's one of the most burning issues that needs to be solved quickly, if you're not counting the quarterback battle, I said, in my opinion, it has to be the running back rotation. I don't know if there's going to be really that bell cow. We'll see. But you just don't want to end up, after 2, 3 weeks of fall camp, still having 4 or 5 running backs that you're really trying to decide between. You really have to have a defined rotation, just like you need in every other position. So I'm curious to see how that's going to shake out. But if there's going to be a bell cow, like a Benjamin, like a Rashad White, and it ends up being Kyson Brown, I would also file that into the not-so-surprising department.
Hod, you have a great day, pal. Glad football is back. We look forward to talking to you next week.
Me too. Thank you, guys.
There you go, Hod Rabino, everybody. That's Devil's Digest. Let's go south to Tucson right now. That means Glenn Howell is our guest, the pre- and post-game host on the Arizona Wildcat Network. You can always find him on X at Glenn P. Howell. That's at Glenn P. Howell. All right, big dog. Everything's underway down in Tucson. You excited? How do you feel?
Hey, guys. Thanks a lot for having me on. I am more than excited. Got out there with my bottle of water this morning and was walking around from place to place, different units. I'm just excited. The energy is off the chain down there. And what I really like what was going on is that every time the whistle blows and they're moving to a different area, the kids are running. They're running to their spot, running to the next drill, running. Everybody's running, and they're getting on them. So I think that's part of their conditioning. I had some good time, about 20 minutes talking to Colin, our strength and conditioning coach, and he says the guys are in just great shape, and I'm really looking forward to watching them play this next couple of weeks.
What's going to be the theme down there, Glenn, for this team taking on camp before the first game against NAU?
The theme is just making sure you know your assignment and alignment, making sure that you understand the philosophy of the game, of our schemes. What are you doing? There was a lot of good coaching. Noah Fafita was just just throwing the ball on some 7-on-7, and coaches were coaching, you got it. The windows are small, Dan. You know how these are in the college football at this level. And these guys you got to make the right cuts. There's a lot of coaching, no assignment and alignment where you're at, and know the scheme of the offense and the defense.
So when you take an overall look at this team, meaning the Wildcats, is this a team that you believe this year can contend for the Big 12 title?
Yes, I think they can, because one, the front line of the offensive line is pretty big. It's massive, and we got some good key backups there on the offensive line. And on the defensive side of the ball, we have some good defensive linemen. There are guys that have gotten a lot bigger. Some guys I was really surprised, the Peeves and those guys. I was really surprised how big they've got, and some that have slimmed down that used to be getting, charged a property tax, because they were so big. So it was like, man, these guys slimmed down, they got ready, and they're moving well. So I think the key to be able to compete and be able to vie for a conference championship, you have to have big offensive linemen and defensive linemen. I think we got those.
All right, Glenn. Thank you, pal. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to the rest of the season as it gets underway. You have a good day.
All right, bear down, fellas.
There you go. That's Glenn Howell, everybody, with our U of A update. Once again, you can find him on X at Glenn P. Howe. Again, that's at Glenn P. Howe. All right, so we're going to go to the mountain and talk some NAU with Mitch Strohman. And you can find Mitch always on X at Mitch Strohman. He's the only guy I know, Manuch, when he is on X. He was in Hawaii, sent me a photo of him on the beach. I hate that guy.
The nerve of
I
Mitch
know.
Strohman.
Mitch, how are you, pal?
Okay, should we drop him? Are you there, Mitch?
Yeah, I got dropped like
Okay.
a hot rock, man. What's going on? Don't you like me anymore in Flagstaff?
I just ragged on you because you sent me that photo of you on the beach in Hawaii.
Yeah, right. Well, at least I wasn't wearing my Speedos.
Yeah,
that's a
and at least you didn't have an umbrella in that pina colada. I mean, that was the
Yeah,
biggest
exactly.
part. All right, big fella.
What's up,
We
guys?
talk about you guys have been going at it almost about a week. Give the NAU Lumberjack alumni down here in the Valley, all throughout Arizona. What's kind of the mantra? What's going on? Are they popping pads? Are they indoors? Are you getting rained out? What's going on up there?
Yeah, mostly outdoors, actually, because we had a little break in the monsoon, and it's been exactly 1 week since preseason camp opened up here in Flagstaff, and year 3 of the Brian Wright era of NAU Lumberjack football. And I'm looking outside right now, guys, and it looks pretty ominous. The monsoon is back today and tomorrow, so they've got the indoor practice facility of all practice facilities at the Walkup Sky Dome, and if the weather's threatening, they head indoors. But if it's even looking like it's going to be a nice morning, they'll practice outdoors. Coach Wright loves being outdoors, on the grass, on the turf, and getting those guys the outdoor practices that he thinks are more important.
Mitch, we just had Hod Rabino on talking to ASU, Glenn Howell talking about U of A. It seems the theme are tempo, efficiency, and being effective. I sense with the senior quarterback in Ty Pennington and some of the veterans, got to be something like the same to be effective, tempo, let's do it right the first time type of practices.
All of the above, Manuch, but I might actually call out the tempo part. We're not going to be a tempo team that you have seen in recent years with going, exclusively no huddle. I think this is a team that's kind of adjusting to the new reality of college football. Defenses have caught up to a lot of that tempo style offense, and I've seen a lot of 2 tight ends, 3 tight end sets, kind of old school, actually, kind of fun to watch, and an emphasis on the run game, even taking snaps. Oh my goodness, wait for it, under center.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of it's not going to be the whole deal with that, but you're going to see, I think, a lot more of that, a more deliberate, patient, and efficient. Yes, you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the country at any level in Ty Pennington, his 5th year as a college quarterback. He's on the Walter Payton Award watch list for the top offensive player in the country in the FCS, and you got to utilize that guy and his arm and his ability to move the pocket when necessary.
I'm calling Eastern Washington and filling them in on the scoop that you just gave us, that the NAU is prepared to run the football, and they will run out of a traditional set from time to time.
You just, Mitch, you just brought a tear to my eye, man. I'm welling up right now, man. I am welling up.
Yeah, I mean, first time I saw a couple of 12 personnel, 13 personnel packages at practice, I'm like, yeah, okay, I haven't seen that for a while. Kind of fun to watch, but they also have a revamped offensive line. They are way bigger, got a bunch of FBS drop downs in the program at the O-line position. They're retooling that. Defense is going from a 3-4 set to a 4-3 set. That's very public, and a whole new defensive staff. This is a team that just missed the playoffs last year, won 7 games, and I think that they're poised to make a real surprise dark horse run in the Big Sky Conference this year, guys.
Always good, man, when we catch up with you. Look out for those thunderstorms. Be safe, kid.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Have a great one. Go Jacks.
There you go. That's Mitch Strohman, everybody, on NAU. And that is our Campus Quickies, presented today by All City Towing. And look, They are the state's largest company, and they're looking to hire people like you. Right now, they're looking for drivers and dispatchers, customer service personnel. They pay well, the benefits are great, and it includes a monthly fuel allowance. Yes, they help you to put gas in your car to get to work. You cannot go wrong. If you want to check them out, just go online, allcitytowing.com. Again, that's allcitytowing.com, where your future is always moving forward. Quick break. We come back with a random fact of the day and some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Hey, it's Jimmy B. Football season is here, and there's never been a better time to grow your business. Partner right now with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, with live endorsements, show sponsorships, featured segments, remote broadcast, and so much more. YouTube, social media, and commercials, all built around your goals and your budget. Visit rocandmanuch.com and click advertise. Let's grow your business together.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills or powders is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny amounts can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. Sponsored by Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
If gambling is no longer entertaining, you have options to help you take back the game. In Arizona, self-exclusion is a voluntary and confidential program that allows you to exclude yourself from gambling at Arizona casinos, betting at Arizona sportsbooks, or both. Getting started is simple, and support is always available. Head to gaming.az.gov/exclude to learn more about self-exclusion in Arizona. For 24/7 problem gambling support, text Next Step to 53342, sponsored by the Arizona Department of Gaming.
Live at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. New used certified pre-owned. Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. Go find yours here or online at wrighthonda.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We're here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Wright Honda in Scottsdale. Manuch, you got a little random fact?
I got a couple of them for you right here.
Okay.
Little known fact, a lot of people might have recognized that, may not have, that the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, all share the same color uniforms. It is the only city, I should mention only city, where major sports teams all share the same flair of black and gold.
You know, it's great. Since I worked there and did games on TV there as well, I never had to change my identification of the colors that the jerseys were for football, with baseball
Would you have
or
a
hockey.
black blazer, a gold blazer? You could be interchangeable with any of the games that you broadcast.
It's funny you brought that up because for a time they did have us wear when I was doing the home games, they did have us wear a company blazer, and then fortunately they went away from it so I could wear real clothes then.
All right, Laz, this is for you, buddy. The largest point spread in the history of the National Football League came in a game between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars back in 2013. Denver was favored by 26.5 points. That was the second week of 2013. Now, I didn't see the final score, but anytime, remember we always talk about when we do our picks of the week or our locks of the week,
Yeah.
and we'll start our locks of the week up again here real soon. Is anything you saw like 14 to 15 nowadays, you went, oh, wow.
That's big.
This is the National Football League.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget that one there, 26.5 points in reference to the largest ever, and it was the Broncos taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So there's a couple little random facts of the day. So when you watch the Penguins, you watch the Pirates, you watch the Steelers, hey, folks, black and gold.
That's it.
That's the theme. And when you made the movie, the fish in Pittsburgh.
I didn't make that one. I made the Steeler and the Pittsburgh Kid.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What was the basketball movie they
That
made?
was the fish that saved Pittsburgh.
And they were in black and gold,
They
too, as I
were,
recollect.
yes, yeah, and the old ABA. Yeah, that was it. Hey, that is presented today by Twin Peaks, 5 locations across the valley, serving up cold Michelob Ultra. It's pouring all summer long at Twin Peaks. No better place to watch your favorite teams on the big screens. 5 valley locations. Twin Peaks, the atmosphere is off the charts. All right, a little football at 50.
Well,
What do you got?
this one's in the Senate, folks. It looks like the Protect College Sports Act set for the Senate vote today. It got on the floor this morning. So the Protect College Sports Act has been moved to a cloture vote in the U.S. Senate, requiring 60 votes to pass, and then they'll move it to the House. Now, there's got some key revisions, including a $5 million revenue sharing exception for women's and Olympic non-revenue sports.
Interesting.
So that was something that came about, and that was the main reason why the SEC and the Big Ten signed off Friday night, that this has been moved to the floor. So if the Senate gets the 60 votes to pass, they'll go ahead and move it to the House. If the House passes it with this new revenue sharing exception for women's and Olympic non-revenue sports, then Trump will go ahead and sign off on it. And then maybe, just maybe, Jimmy B, there'll be some kind of organization, there'll be some kind of rhythm, reason, why and how come to all college sports moving forward with revenue sharing, with hard caps, with NIL, on and on and on. And also a part of that is eligibility. Now, once you start, you'll have your 5 years.
You got 5 years.
And then also a judge in Colorado on Friday ruled that if you have signed a pro contract and basically any sports, you're not allowed to come back to college and play college football, basketball, baseball, whatever that is.
Right.
She ruled on that Friday. So it seems as though everything is aligning, that our government had to get everything in line in order for the NCAA to make any kind of sense, that this should go through the Senate, should go through the House, and signed off by the president.
Absolutely amazing to me that the NCAA, once again, is caught as the turd in the punch bowl. They are useless, the NCAA. And I'm just thinking, Manuch, once again, we're going to see something here in another couple of years where you're going to see 2 big conferences, Big Ten, SEC, try to break.
Well, he who has a golden goose lays a golden egg was
Yeah.
dictating, and that being the SEC and Big
are.
Ten.
Yep.
Now the government has gotten involved. It looks as though this is going to pass.
Yep.
And there'll be some kind of a semblance or structure for college sports.
Yep, that's right. Hey, coming up in our final hour, former QB for the Cardinals, John Skelton, is going to be our guest. We're going to talk about Larry Fitzgerald being inducted into the Hall of Fame this coming weekend. We're hanging out at a beautiful location. It's all been remodeled here at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Hi, folks. Jody Jackson here. My friends at Y-Refi are humbled to be this year's co-presenting sponsor of the Phoenix Children's Hospital Give-a-thon. And at Y-Refi, they understand college didn't turn out how a lot of us hoped. The degree? Check. But the debt and detours, not what anyone planned. That's why Y-Refi helps struggling borrowers refinance private student loans with a plan that actually works. Visit YRefi.com today. That's YREFY.com. Y-Refi is not available in all states.
I'm Grace Dunlop, and at Presidential Pools and Spas, we believe building pools should build up our community too. That's why we've partnered with Phoenix Children's Hospital. Now through August 21st, when you build your pool with us, a portion of your purchase supports life-saving care for Arizona kids. You get the backyard you've always wanted, and a child gets hope. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at presidentialpools.com. That's presidentialpools.com.
Football is back. Arizona. Bud Light, the official beer partner of the Arizona Cardinals, is proud to bring you wall-to-wall training camp coverage right here on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. From position battles to breakout players, we've got you covered for the first snap to the final roster cut. So grab a Bud Light, tune in, and get ready for another Cardinal season. Bud Light, upgrade your game day. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, I'm Ron Wolfley, and I'm sitting here with Garrett Lee, co-owner of Moving Team 6. Moving season is quickly approaching, and I didn't even know there was a moving season. How would you advise people?
Actually, the month of May is National Moving Month. That's right, we have a National Moving Month. Yes, we will be busy this summer, so we always recommend calling us as soon as possible. Let us come out, do an on-site estimate. Let us meet you.
If you've got a move coming up, go to movingteam6.com for more information.
Your move is our mission.
Looking for a new ride? Make the right choice. Ride Honda in Scottsdale. Whether you're shopping for a fuel-efficient Civic, a family-friendly CRV, the rugged Passport, or the all-new Accord, Ride Honda has the selection, value, and customer service Arizona drivers trust. Plus, their experienced service team is here long after the sale. Visit the showroom on Scottsdale Road just south of Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, or shop anytime at RightHonda.com. That's RightHonda.com, where Arizona drives. Right Honda.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live at Wright Honda, Arizona's #1 Honda dealer. RightHonda.com.
It's a 1-0. Swung on, hit pretty well out to deep left field. Back goes Workman, looking up, and it's gone. Home run for Nolan Arenado. It's his 16th of the season. The D-backs are on the board. It's now 8-2.
All right, final was 8-4 last night. Win for the Padres. Thank you to Arizona Sports for that highlight of Arenado's two-run jack. We are here today at Wright Honda, and we are here until 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, some of the great deals they've got going on till the end of the month. No payment for 90 days through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. Now, they got exclusive finance programs through Wright Honda and Honda Financial Services. For example, right now it's 0.99% for 36 months on both the CRV gas and hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. 2.49% financing for 36 months on Accord gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. How about 3.49% for 36 months on Civic gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers? And last but not least, Jimmy B.
Okay.
1.49% for 36 months on all, did I mention all?
Yes, you did.
All HRV models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And once again, no payments for 90 days through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. All that going on out here at Right Honda.
And once again, we will be here for about one more hour until 4 o'clock. We love coming here. They got us set up in a great location, remodeled the entire showroom area, and folks are selling cars. All right, so last night, a 8-4 loss to the San Diego Padres by the D-backs. This is going to kind of be the pattern that we are going to see throughout the rest of the season. You're going to see teams win a few, lose a few. And to be honest with you, Manuch, in tonight's matchup between the Padres and D-backs, you have Mize on the mound, a veteran player acquired from Detroit in the before the trading deadline, and then you have the rookie and Brett. And you don't you think right now that if you were looking at this game that you would be more inclined to take the veteran?
Yeah, you really would. I mean, you look at Casey Mize, young man you're talking about. He's got some good experience. Almost 30 years old now. Even though he's 4-6, his ERA is 2.70.
Yeah, he just never got any run support.
He didn't get any run support.
Right.
He's been solid all year long. The 2.7 ERA, and to your point, you're right, Jimmy. I'm looking at the veterans versus the young guys. In this case, in Brett, as you mentioned, the rookie, and you look at Brad so far this year. He's had a couple of decent innings, but he's 0-1. He's a 5.23 ERA,
Ouch.
And that's what scares you when you're taking on a team that's won 8 out of the last 10, that being the San Diego Padres. They basically got their groove on last night. They get 6 runs in the first 2 innings. They hold off the Diamondback team. But right now, if you're a fan to what you just said, a team that's on again, off again, on again, off again. And that's why the moves at the trade deadline were so vitally important, that the teams that are in the race for the wild card, and maybe a couple of teams as well, too, that look at the American League Central and even the American League East, that have a chance to maybe win that division outright, correct? Mm-hmm. Even the Phillies. But they want to make sure that they're not an on-again, off-again team. They want to know that they can win, 7 out of 10, 7 out of 11. They don't want to go 500 for 10 games and then win 6 out of 10. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
So I think the five teams that Diamondbacks are going to contend with have pretty much set themselves up with veteran pitchers, with another hitter, with another reliever, with a MVP candidate like you had Arise go to Philadelphia to solidify that team. And you look at the D-backs, here's what you're going with, folks.
They got Newt.
You got Goodbar, Mr. Goodbar. This is what it can be concerning in a clubhouse.
I agree with that.
And I think Perdomo had mentioned this. We had Jody Jackson on yesterday.
Yep.
And she talked to some of the veterans in the clubhouse that were looking forward to getting one of those guys, maybe another starter, maybe another hitter, maybe a legit everyday first baseman that could help this team and not be a question mark. And, you got Lars in left field. Okay, he'll suffice.
He's okay.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's not a star, but he's okay.
He's not going to move the needle,
no,
put it that way.
No.
But you got Bratt taking on Mize tonight. And then you got Drake Aluki taking on another veteran in Buehler tomorrow. And then you start the series Friday, Saturday, Sunday versus the Dodgers, who are scuffling, by the way. Laz's Chicago Cubs seem to get really lucky against those Dodgers.
I don't know if luck was involved with that one.
Yeah, your Cubbies, they're legitimately hot right now. Matter of fact, I think they're 5+ games up in that number 1 wild card spot. I don't think anybody's going to catch them. But all that being said, you got Sasaki taking the bump for them on Friday.
Yep.
And Merrill Kelly seems to be struggling again.
Uh-huh.
So there's a question mark there. And then on Saturday, you got Yamamoto, who has been off and on, but has got some cachet as far as being a World Series pitcher, taking on Fott, who, right now, is the ace.
He is the best pitchers right now.
Of the Diamondback team.
In the last month, yes.
He had to go down, get it figured out,
yeah,
and was willing to get it figured out. And then at some point, hopefully within the week, you have Soroka coming back. who's down in Reno. I think, Laz, you said where he's got one more start tonight or tomorrow. Is that what you were saying earlier?
Yeah, he's going to throw about 60, 65 pitches, one last rehab start, and then he will be back with the Major League club.
Okay, so if he comes back, how much back will he be? Will he give you 5 innings? Will he give you 6 innings?
I would hope you get at least 5.
You would hope so. But again, if he comes back, how effective will he be at the Major League level? So therein lies, after Fott, then you got Erod, then you have Bratt, Drake, Kelly, Fott, Rodriguez. I got to imagine that they'll probably sub out, they'll probably put Soroka in there for probably Drake and pull him out of the rotation moving forward. So the whole moral of the story is you want to make sure that you got a pretty good chance of winning every game with your pitching, that you have enough hitters to give yourself a chance to stay in the hunt moving forward. And I thought you summed it up well versus being on again, off again as a team. Man, if we don't win 8 out of 10 to keep up with the Joneses, we're out of luck because we didn't make the kind of moves we probably should have made. And I think that's kind of the long and short of how this next, you've got almost 10 weeks, maybe 11 weeks for the end of the season. Now there's plenty of time to make sure everybody is feeling it the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season, and then maybe the guys that have been on the shelf can come back and be effective.
All right, let me drop this on you. Are you okay with what we heard from the GM, Mike Hazen, about we really tried to make deals, but we weren't going to give up Waldschmidt and a couple other players that we really like in the exchange? Manuch, what do we always talk about?
It's about the right now.
You have to find a dance partner who you can deal with and not just go get Newt.
Yeah, here's the thing with that whole thing. I know what Hazen's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And I know he's a little upset he couldn't make a deal, but trust me, there were some deals out there because, you're going down the road right now. This is a great opportunity to be part of the wild card versus fading. And if they start to fade and end up, I don't know, 2 or 3 games back of that third spot, you're going to go, man, if we could have did this and this, but he's a young man that everybody likes. He's part of that future. He's one of those young men that'll be there day in and day out. I get all that. But if there's not somebody else you could deal with or put out there, there's got to be some kind of deal.
Apparently, though, according to Hazen, he was the most talked about piece of the puzzle that they wanted in an exchange to make a trade.
Yeah, and I think that, okay, so go make that move. I mean, you could have Waldschmidt the next 3 or 4 years in your lineup, and then you may be going nowhere fast. You could be another 500 team.
Yeah.
And I think with Mike Hazen and this organization, to get out of the 500 hovering like they have the last couple of years and to go to the World Series at about 500 plus, I think that sometimes you got to take that risk. Got to make that move. If he's the sacrificial lamb, so be it. Because it's for the greater good of the team now to give yourself a chance to win the pennant.
And they also talked about, we don't want to get into that tax tier.
Nobody cares.
No, I know. That's what I was going to say.
Nobody
Fans
cares.
don't give a damn about that.
No, I
mean, we want you to win games and get into postseason.
Because you know what? And I think Derek Carl does a great job. When you bring that up, fans go, wait a second. We don't care. We want them to see, can you go get the best guys to put the best product on the field to give them a chance? Give them a chance to get into the wild card spot and give them a chance to maybe win it all when Diamondback fans, are seeing all the other moves by the 4 or 5 teams around you.
Yes.
So, a little surprised that Derek brought that up. I understand what he's saying, but you don't need to talk about that. You know what? I don't know if we can afford that guy because it'll put us on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th apron, as they say in the NBA or whatever.
Yep.
Can you go get a deal that's going to improve this team? So if you're a Diamondback fan, you can say, we have a chance now. We feel pretty good that we'll get a chance to get into that wild card spot, that 2nd or 3rd spot, whatever that might be.
Well, your boy Newt is in left field.
Yeah. Saw that. He made his start last night.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, Newt Barb was 0 for 2. He walked twice.
Yeah, he did.
Got a good eye.
Yeah, he got on base.
But, hopefully with you're going to have Kepler out of the lineup if you get to the playoffs. So that's another thing, too, a solid left fielder.
Yeah.
Don't know when Gurriel's going to be coming back. Don't know when Lawler's going to be coming back. you got to make sure he's up to speed before they put him or bring him back to the Major League Ball Club.
I'm with you on that. Same two teams, by the way, play tonight downtown Chase Field. Hey, this hour is driven by Wright Honda, right here in Scottsdale, where we are broadcasting from today. Great selection, no games, no pressure. They have terrific sales, service, and parts. It's all under one roof, and you can shop the entire Wright Honda lot if you go online, WrightHonda.com. Again, that's WrightHonda.com here at Wright Honda today. All right, when we come back, Hall of Fame game is tomorrow. We're going to get into what we think we are going to see in tomorrow's contest, the opener of the NFL exhibition season. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Brock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Back live at Wright Honda in Scottsdale with ESPN 620's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Shop it online. They'll deliver it. WrightHonda.com.
Yeah, I mean, I had no clue that I was going to start. Obviously, I thought I was going to play in it, but I really didn't have any expectations of, going into any of this. Obviously, our schedule is absolutely crazy right now, practice meetings with training camp and whatnot. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited.
Don't blame you. Going to get a chance to play in the Hall of Fame game. It's tomorrow night. That is Carson Beck, the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Here's a little side note to this story, Manuch. You ready?
I'm ready.
Mike Tomlin, former coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, will make his broadcasting debut tomorrow night.
That's right. It's on NBC.
It's on NBC. Mike Tomlin working the game.
This is the only high-profile national game the Cardinals will have all year long. Last one. Now, I know they play next Thursday. I don't think that's going to be on national TV.
No, I don't think so.
But this is the only time that your Arizona Cardinals fans will be on national TV.
No Monday nights?
No Monday nights. They're
No
all
Thursday?
Sunday.
Yeah.
All Sunday games. And, by the way, I think we mentioned this. Vegas has got them as an underdog at every one of those games. So the team that was 3-14 last year, they're an underdog in every game.
Yep.
They got the gauntlet the first 11 games. Would you not say they might win? May win two, if that.
If that.
If that. They don't have a bye until December 13th, dang near Christmas.
Correct.
And Mike LaFleur, the head coach, says that 35 individuals will not be playing in tomorrow's Hall of Fame game.
And that includes the guy that you wanted to play.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love, your top pick. And you got Carson Beck playing. Hallelujah.
Okay.
You got your third round pick is going to be playing. And I just kind of look at this roster that you got all these individuals that nobody's heard about. And that, again, what I alluded to is you're going to have a hell of a schedule. Your record is 3-14 last year. You got a new staff. And you got a bunch of new guys, new system, on and on and on and on. And I would think that Mike LaFleur would look to take advantage of at least getting his starters out there for 2 series, maybe 3, because you need to build that continuity up. You need to play with each other. You need to make sure that you get everybody on the same page. And then maybe that last preseason game, you can play all the free agents. You can play all the backups. You can play all the guys that are fighting for a spot on this team. You can fight for those guys who are looking to make it. If they make it, maybe as a special teamer. So I think these first 3 games is where you really want to capture to turn this team around, to try to make sure this team is ready, able to go in that Charger game, the first game of the year.
Okay, that's your philosophy. Apparently his philosophy is not to do that, because you already talked about the amount of players who will not see the field. So they play this game. Then they have Vegas next Thursday. So then is that the first game then that you would play your starters at least a series or 2?
Can you understand? Abso-freaking-lutely. Does that make sense?
Made sense to
me.
me.
You have to. So if he's going to put everybody in bubble wrap in this first game, by the way, we are seeing injuries, folks, throughout the National Football League after a week to a week and a half with PCLs, with ACLs, with Achilles, with hamstring. We're seeing just as many non-contact injuries than playing in a game.
Yes, that's true.
So if I'm going to get reps, if it's 11-on-11, I'd rather get 11-on-11 reps where it's live in a preseason game versus at practice, because it's proven, whether it's grass or turf, that these guys are going down. Prominent individuals. The young man for the Atlanta Falcons went down yesterday with an ACL. Their top rush in. Jalen Carter, I believe.
Jalen Walker.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Jalen Walker.
And then you got Ricky Pearsall, pieced out just the other day.
He's done for the year.
So this whole theory, we want to save everybody. I always thought that when you played, that's when you got better. You don't get better by not playing. You get better. You need the reps. And I'm just saying 2 or 3 series. Get acclimated, get the nerves out of your system, and just get yourself to where you feel pretty good.
How do you really feel
about where you're going? And here's the whole thing.
Okay.
You look at the Chiefs, you look at the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Rams, not so much, because
Seattle does
it.
Yeah.
The Rams, once it became a veteran team,
yes,
Sean McVay has backed off on that. But he had a veteran team, he had a successful team, and he had guys that knew how to prepare for the regular season. We've seen that. But when you look on par at the Chiefs, at the Eagles, and those teams that are successful year in and year out, even the Dallas Cowboys. I remember Dak Prescott's rookie year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he took over. He had a lot of the first teamers playing with him. Guess what? to make sure that he was ready to go with the first team guys during that preseason so he could get the ground running as a rookie quarterback.
All right, so let
And
me.
then one more, too.
Okay.
Russell Wilson,
Yes.
his rookie year,
With Seattle.
3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
He beats out, I want to say, Matt, I think it's Flair or Matt something,
Yep.
who got the big contract coming from
he did.
Green Bay.
He did.
He beat him out, but you know what Pete Carroll did? He played a lot of his starters on the offensive side to make sure he was comfortable to have that open competition before that season started.
All right, let me counter then with this. You have a veteran quarterback in Jacoby Brissett. We all know he's going to be the starter. You have a veteran offensive line. You're not going to put Paris Johnson out there in this first game. So if you're not going to play Jacoby Brissett and you're not going to play Jeremiah Love and you're not going to play Algiers, you're going to play Bam Knight and anybody else who happens to show up as your running backs, then why would you not do what the coaching staff is doing in this game and have 35 guys not play?
Well, because I think that they need to play, Jimmy.
Okay.
Aside from all that.
I'm asking you that
No,
question.
they need to play because here's the reason why. Did I mention how many times that this team was 3-14 last year?
I think you've mentioned it 622
Yeah,
times.
this team's gone nowhere fast the last 3 years.
Yes.
And like I said, play 2 or 3 series, get it out of your system. They've got to start building to be able to hit the ground running against the Chargers that first game.
But you don't think that they can do it in the next 2 games where the starters would play?
Did we see that when they took on the Kansas City Chiefs opening game about 5 or 6 years ago?
It was like men amongst boys.
It was embarrassing
It
that
was.
Cliff Kingsbury gave those guys limited reps, didn't have ready.
Yeah.
The Andy Reid, one of the best coaches ever, schooled this Cardinal team. And here you got Jim Harbaugh with the LA Chargers.
Yes.
Knowing how to prepare his guys, knowing how to make sure.
And a new offensive coordinator.
And a new offensive coordinator. And guys that are chomping at the bit. And I think that this team has got to be, if it's the last game, I get it. Rest your guys. Make sure they've got 2 weeks before that opener against the Chargers. And you just brought this up. So right now, with Jeremiah Love not going to play.
Right.
And they're probably not going to play Tyler Algier.
Correct.
James Conner is still banged up injured, right?
Yes.
Trey Benson's still injured
He's
too,
hurt.
right?
Yep.
That's 4, right?
Yep.
Evan Hall, he's injured. That's 5. The only available running backs right now are Bam Knight.
Bam Knight, yeah.
You know what his real name is?
Bamster?
No.
Oh.
Zonovan. Zonovan, Bam Knight, and then Corey Kiner. So those are Corey Kiner, a young man. Let's see, he is I believe he's his second year.
Okay.
He's going to be, so he and Bam are the only 2 available running backs, unless Trey Benson, his knee doesn't bother him, they can put him out there. And speaking of Trey Benson, he's a young man that needs to play in the preseason. He needs to show that he's that guy that can be a productive running back coming out of this backfield.
Would you say he's been a bust so far because of the injury?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that he's just
really, he was a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is his 3rd year.
Yes.
And here's this young man, that they just need him to basically, get into a situation where they can say, okay, we got Love, we got Algier, Connor, question mark. Hey, how about prove that you're the solid number 3 guy in Trey Benson? And that James Conner and Bam Knight are the guys behind you. Now, Bam Knight, they'll probably keep him around because of returning kickoffs.
Special teams.
Yeah. And then the other ones, but they technically will only have 2 running backs, that being this Cardinals team, playing in this game tomorrow night. So if one of them gets hurt, they're down to 1 running back.
Wow.
Can you say 7-on-7? All pass? That's what Carson Beck or Keaton Slovis will be doing tomorrow night.
All right, Hall of Fame game is tomorrow night, but then the induction ceremonies happen over the weekend. When we come back, John Skelton, former Cardinal QB who threw passes to Larry Fitzgerald. He's going to join us. Hey, before we take our time out here real fast, let me remind you about how you can win a Bluetooth speaker and a $100 gift card at Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Right now, just text ESPN to 59925. Again, that's ESPN to 59925. It's all part of our great partnership with Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria. The food's hot, the beer's cold. Sports fans call it home. We are coming right back, everybody. Let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update right now.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs dropped second of 3 to the Padres last night as San Diego jumped on Eduardo Rodriguez early, scoring 6 runs over the first 2 innings on their way to a 9-4 victory. Arizona will look to bounce back tonight and salvage a series win as Mitch Bratt gets the start for the Snakes, with first pitch from Chase Field set for 6:40 and pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Sports Update is driven by Wright Honda. Huge selection, no games, no pressure. Visit Wright Honda at 7875 East Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just across from TPC Scottsdale, or shop anytime at wrighthonda.com. That's at wrighthonda.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat. Ball players, legends. One incredible weekend of golf. It's the MLB Retired Players Association Celebrity Classic, September 19th through the 21st at Ocotillo Golf Club in Chandler. Play around paired with an actual MLB player, plus swag, breakfast, and lunch while raising money for retired players, kids with autism through Music Movement, and ASU baseball scholarships. Foursomes are going fast. Register today at music-movement.org. That's music-movement.org.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like, and sometimes it's like.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Guys are live at Wright Honda on Frank Lloyd Wright. They'll service all of you. WrightHonda.com.
Skelton's pass up the middle. Caught by Fitzgerald. Touchdown. How did he ever grab that one?
Well, yeah, because John Skelton didn't throw a really good pass, so Larry had to save him, which he did with most of the quarterbacks that he played with, and he took it in for 6. Welcome back, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out today here at Honda. That's right. Wright Honda in Scottsdale is where you can find us. The aforementioned former Arizona Cardinal QB John Skelton is our guest. You can follow him on X at John Skelton 19. At John Skelton 19. John, welcome. How good was that pass? Did you think to yourself, uh-oh, and then Larry saved you?
I think if you didn't say anything, Jimmy B, no one would have realized how bad of a pass it was.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I'm thankful for radio in situations like that.
Yeah.
But my running joke is if you see a Larry Fitzgerald circus catch, it was probably thrown by me way off target.
You're the best, pal.
You know, and that's why we put Jimmy in the corner once in a while, the timeout, because his common sensibility sometimes to insult our guests, we pretty much have to put him in the corner. All that being said, but you know that Larry had some flair. He probably was over dramatic in the catch with that, right, John?
Larry knew how to subtly be dramatic, if that makes sense. I know it's just a pokes position, but he would know how to make a routine catch look incredible and make an incredible catch look routine, and that was just Larry basically every day at practice, and then when the lights were on Sunday, doing it in front of the crowds.
You know, as a quarterback, and you as well, if we had a neighborhood throw, we just got it in the neighborhood, he always seemed to snatch it. I mean, I could just hear Larry going, "Hey, John, just get it in the neighborhood. I'll get it."
Yeah, and that wasn't only him saying it. That was every coach that coached him, every coach on the offense, D linemen that don't even know how to play the quarterback or running or receiver position would say, "Man, just give him a chance. Like, put it in the vicinity. Like, huge wingspan, big tall. He'll jump. He'll go get it, and he'll fight for that ball if it's in the air."
And he had those Mickey Mouse hands, right? Even with the gloves on. I can't even remember if he actually even wore gloves, John. He would just go get it. He would just go reach out, snatch it, put it away. And if it was a 50-50 ball, it was almost really 90-10 in his favor.
Yeah, it was never 50-50. That's exactly right. I would say 9.9 out of 10 were going in his favor, or they were hitting the ground because they were that far off target. But he would wear his mask. He would wear his gloves on his mask.
Right.
During practice, during warm-ups, during even sometimes during 7-on-7. Not until we went 11-on-11 or we're doing a goal line or a third down drill would he actually put the gloves on. And then he was one of the leaders by example. He'd stay, and if he dropped one ball at practice or if he bobbled something and had to double catch it, he'd go to the jugs machine afterwards and make sure that he wasn't going to make that mistake on Sunday.
You know, that's great that you said that, because now that you see video clips around from all the different training camps and you see guys with drops here and there, they don't have that same work ethic that what we were talking about with Larry Fitzgerald. I'm glad that you brought that point up on how dialed in he was, whether if it was practice or a game.
Yeah, he really was. He would take a lot of the rookie receivers that let's assume they didn't really drop balls, or they weren't known for dropping balls in college, and that's why they made it to the pros, and they'd have a great practice, and they'd be all smiles walking off the field. And Larry would grab all those guys and go, "Nope, you need to run some extra routes, or you need to get on the jugs machine. You need to do X, Y, Z." Larry, going back to his days when he was the ball boy for the Vikings, I mean, he saw that professionalism from Chris Carter and from Randy Moss, and he learned it from a young age, and he wanted to make sure that he instilled that on the rookies that came through his path as well.
You know, it's interesting. Jimmy brings up just the work ethic. It just seems like the great ones. You hear the work ethic of Jerry Rice. I was in Green Bay for a summer. I saw the work ethic of John Jefferson, James Lofton, again, Hall of Famers. I played with Jerry Butler and Frank Lewis, always working at their craft. And to your point, John, day in and day out for you as a quarterback to be able to trust that work ethic. Was that really the consistency you had in dealing with him as you were starting with this Cardinals team?
Yeah, I was in a situation where I didn't have a true veteran quarterback to kind of help me out as a rookie. Kurt Warner had just retired. Matt Leinart was with us for a little bit, then he got traded to Houston. So I didn't have that veteran quarterback saying, hey, kid, here's what you do. Here's what you got to do before practice, after practice, film study. But Larry, at least on the field, would tell me, hey, you need to stay back and throw with the rookies, or you need to let's work on this route that we didn't quite connect on. Let's continue with this. Or, hey, we're playing Seattle, and they got their great secondary. Hey, what do you think when they do this? And he was one of the guys that really kind of helped me as a rookie. I never thought I was going to play as a rookie. I ended up playing the last 4 or 5 games of the year, and I think a lot of the success late in the season for me personally was attributed to him early in camp or during early parts of the season.
Isn't that great that he was the guy forcing that quarterback receiver relationship for you as a young quarterback to somewhat mentor you, that if he was going to be totally dialed in for a game, he wanted to make sure you were totally dialed in for the game, both physically and mentally, is what it seems like.
Yeah, it's funny because I think every NFL player is going to hold themselves to a very high standard. You're going to work hard, you're going to practice hard, but a lot of times you don't know how to do that. You don't know how to take that next step as a professional now that you're getting paid to play the game. And there was times where if I'd make a bad throw or if I made a bad read, I was mad at myself. I knew my coaches were upset at me, but I was like, man, I didn't even give Larry a chance. Like, I feel bad that I didn't put the ball in Larry's direction, or I misread it and went away from a defense or something. So it was times like that where the standard of play, even when you're in the middle of a 9-game losing streak, the standard of play is still the standard, and that's the way you practice, and that leads to what happens on Sunday.
John, let me ask you this question. Any idea how emotional this speech is going to be? I don't know if you've had any conversation with Larry prior to this or not, but it seems to me this is really going to be a tearjerker.
I think it is. I think it's an incredible move, an incredible opportunity to have your son present you the way that he's going to have Devin. I just saw on Instagram, I think the Cardinals posted something, and it was Larry walking off the field holding Devin's hand, and my brother and I are in the background kind of blurred. And Larry, the things that he does on the field are amazing, the type of athlete, the type of person he is, but the stuff he did off the field, I think, was what spoke volumes. And I always told people he'd be the guy that would take his shirt off his back and give it to anyone that needed it. And my proudest moment or memory of being around Larry, or Larry in general, was when he spoke at Senator John McCain's funeral. And the way that he got up there, he was funny, he was engaging, he was heartfelt. That's one of my proudest moments of saying that I was Larry Fitzgerald's teammate at one point.
And to that point, he wasn't ever short of shenanigans in the locker room or on the field, was he not, John?
No, he was hilarious. I think at least every game, pregame or maybe postgame, depending on how it went or depending on who we were playing, he would tackle someone from the opposing team. So it might have been a former teammate that he'd go and trip up, or there'd be a sideline reporter, or he'd scare Pam Oliver, pretend the ball was coming towards her to kind of loosen the moat. And he was always joking around when it was appropriate. When it was time to work, he was putting in that work. There was times in film study where he'd call guys out. I remember we had one of our defensive backs got hurt in practice and was rolling around, and they had to bring the card out for him, and everyone takes it. Everyone's somber. It's really sad. Come to find out, it was just a sprained ankle. He was actually going to be okay. So the next day at the meeting, Larry stands up and goes, hey, we had a sad incident yesterday, guys. I just want to bring it to everyone's attention. Luckily Greg's going to be all right, but we do want to present him with the Paul Pierce Award for faking an injury just so he can get some sympathy. He had a Paul Pierce jersey and everything.
Oh, man.
And we're like, oh, God, that's great.
Oh, that is classic. By the way, who supplied Larry with the ammonia capsules, they would snap and take the big whiffs before we went on the field. Who was the supplier for them bad boys anyway? Did you ever get a couple ammonia capsules and snap a couple?
I can neither confirm nor deny that there was ammonia capsules that probably hung out mostly on the offensive lineman side of the locker room. And then found their way up the places.
Oh, by the way, if any of you guys need an ammonia capsule, go see locker number 73. It'll have it for you.
It's going to be a non-eligible number that has a bottle full of them.
They'll have the DMSO, the ammonia capsules, and maybe those little green pills in there as well, too. John, I mean, so many memories with him. But did he ever ask you, just throw me the damn ball, or in the huddle, hey, Rook, look my way? I mean, anything like that?
I'll go back to what I said earlier. He was really subtle about how he did things like that. So there was a game, I was a rookie. It might have been the Niners at home. And it was one of those games where it was like 6-9 late in the third quarter or something. And we had a big third down. It was one of those where if we get the third down, we keep the drive going. If not, let's be conservative. We're already in field goal range. And I think I ended up taking a check down to Beanie, and he caught it, probably got back to the line of scrimmage. We kicked the field goal. We ended up tying the game. And coach is like, hey, great decision. That's what we needed. We were conservative on that. And then I'm standing off to the side waiting for the kickoff, and Larry walks over and goes, hey, what'd you see on that third down? I was like, I saw them. They kind of rolled coverage, so the flat was open. I just took what they gave me. And he goes, all right. Maybe next time look my way, and then just totally walked away. I was like, okay. Like, if there was a camera on us, if the broadcast had a camera on us, it probably looked like Larry said, hey, great decision. That's what we needed. But he was smart about how he did it, and that's not exactly what came across.
Right. He chastised you in a very subtle way, John Skelton.
It was. And then what's even funnier is Larry would chastise guys in film room, or, hey, early do set, like, I don't know what you were doing on that route, or you dropped a pass or something. But if Larry got it, if Larry was supposed to run 15 yards and break in, and he's only at 11 and a half or 12 yards, everyone rags on him. It was like, we get a chance to get on Larry? Like, let's go.
That's awesome. So I know you're going to be dialed in. Are you going to watch some of the game tomorrow night as well, knowing that 35 players are not going to play and Carson Beck is going to start?
Yeah, I'll have it on in the background. I'll probably be doing something productive and have it on in the background. I got the opportunity, if you want to call it an opportunity, to play in the Hall of Fame game my second year. And it was good because it broke up camp a little bit. We get to travel. We're not hitting the same team for a little bit. But it was also a bit of a burden because, hey, we're still installing some of our offense, and some of the rookies aren't where they need to be yet. We got to take time to go travel, and it's almost one of those necessary evil type things. So it's great for rookies. It's great for guys that aren't getting a lot of reps in practice. Mm-hmm. And hey, that's kind of where you get the shine. Maybe you're a running back way down on the depth chart, and you're going to get every rep during this scrimmage. Or maybe you're a tight end that wants to show off that you can play a little fullback, or you can get in the backfield, or spread out a little wider. So it's an opportunity for a lot of guys that are probably not going to be on the 53-man roster, but it's not quite full-fledged football just yet.
And by the way, you put that ball on the money on that highlight where it's supposed to be. Larry must have cut his route short in order to make that overly dramatic touchdown catch. So I'm going to give you some love there, John.
Nice cover.
You know what, Manuch, I appreciate you saying that, because I'm not going to say anything negative towards Larry in the next coming days. I'm going to say that you're the one that put that into the atmosphere, and that's the reason the ball was not where it was supposed to be.
Exactly right. He adjusted very well on his missteps on that route, and that was the great thing about Larry. He could do that. Is that a pretty good cover there too, John?
That's right. Larry can get away with it because at the end of the day, he's going to catch the ball and make some plays. So there's different rules for different guys on the football field.
Boy, you got that right. And then the same applies for broadcasters. I appreciate you just tolerating me. So thank you for that, John.
Absolutely, fellas. You guys are always fun to be with. I think Larry's going to give a great speech. I think you're probably going to laugh and cry in the same sentence sometimes while he's speaking, and it's going to be very emotional for Cardinals fans around. I think it's going to be a long season for Cardinals fans, and this is going to be one of the shining moments.
We're with you on that 100%. You have a great day and enjoy the weekend. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Former Cards QB John Skelton throwing passes to Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald. That was a lot of fun. He's terrific to have on the show because he breaks down everything. It's great insight into what takes place in a game. All right, so we continue here at Wright Honda. Coming up, it is our Learner and Row one call, that's all, and what's on tap. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Learn and Row, and we've been serving Arizona's for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Learn and Row is the way to go. On 977-1900. 977-1900.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Now you can take Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B wherever you go. Enter to win our exclusive Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B portable Bluetooth speaker. Perfect for the pool, the patio, the golf course, camping, or your next tailgate. Plus, you'll also have a chance to win a $100 Biggs American Bar and Grill gift card. Just text ESPN to 59925 to enter. That's ESPN to 59925. Brought to you by Biggs American Bar and Grill. Great food, cold drinks, and the home of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right here on ESPN Radio 620. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hi, I'm Kim Holderness.
And I'm Penn Holderness. You don't have to have an amazing race to the doctor, but you should make time for routine cancer screenings.
I schedule my mammogram and other cancer screenings around my birthday and then treat myself to lunch.
I do too, because, of course, everyone likes lunch.
This C word can be scary, but routine screenings can detect cancer before symptoms appear.
And early detection equals better outcomes.
Go to preventcancer.org to find out which cancer screenings you need.
It's the Learner and Row one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Learner and Row, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Blitz coming, Stroud thrown down the right side, deep ball, caught at the The snap, held high, back to throw McCord. Throws over the middle on a crosser. It's Marvin Harrison at the 15. Out to the numbers 10 to the 5.
Thank you to Westwood One. That is the sound that you will hear now coming up on Arizona Sports for Cardinals Radio. That is J.P. Shadrick of Westwood One, and he is the brand new Cards play-by-play radio announcer.
And hopefully he might be a blessing or good luck charm for Marv Harrison Jr.
Yeah, couple of calls.
Couple of calls there when
Yeah.
Marv was in college. So J.P. Shadrick will try to track him down tomorrow or Friday. He will not be doing the game tomorrow. He will be doing the Raiders game next Thursday. So welcome J.P. to the Valley, to the Cardinals, and hopefully many years of what you just said. And maybe he's that godsend, or as I said, rabbit's foot that'll get Marv going this year. Get him off the schneid for crying out loud.
Anything. Hey, that is good enough for our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. Hey, if you're injured in an accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call Lerner and Rowe. They are the state's best personal injury law firm year after year. So if you're in a wreck and you need a check, just make one call, 602-977-1900. Always online at lernerandrowe.com. Again, one call, that's all, at 602-977-1900. There is baseball tonight downtown at the Yard. It is the same two teams, Diamondbacks and Padres. Manuch, the D-backs have a one-game lead right now over the Padres in the third wild card spot in the National League.
Yeah, and you got the Rook on the mound tonight against Mize, who even though he's 4-6.
Yeah, but his ERA is good.
Yeah, he's about 2.72 ERA. So he's been pitching well, just never really got the run support in Detroit. Neither did Scooble get the run support in Detroit. And so right now, to your point, this team, as far as the Diamondbacks are concerned and the wild card race is concerned, you got to think about that. Because in the wild card race right now, the Cubbies are just they're starting to get
away.
Yeah, they've won 7 out of the last 10, so they're 5.5 up. Phillies are second. They're one game up with the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are even in that third spot, and as you mentioned, the Padres are just one game behind them. And then you get the Marlins 2 games back of that third place spot. And then the Pirates 3.5 back of that third place spot. So if you think about it with, what do we got here, probably 12 weeks left in the season.
Right.
All hands on deck. Hopefully guys stay healthy. Hopefully you get those guys that you're counting on, get them back, that they can produce. And they can be, at least the last month of September, maybe the last 3 weeks, be productive, be in sync, because Jimmy, a lot of these guys coming back, it'll be like their spring training.
Yes.
Now, we know Soroka, he's got one more start down in Reno. They want him to go, 60, 65 pitches.
Right.
Hopefully he can come back and be productive. He'll probably either fill in for, he'll probably take the spot of Drake or Bratt, either one of them. And then hopefully you get Puck back eventually. Martinez, they don't know, because I don't think he's pitching almost 2 years. His was a true Tommy John surgery. So really interested to see how he does there. So if you can get all hands on deck, get everybody healthy, everybody kind of getting into their groove with about 4 weeks to go, so you got a little bit of wiggle room and you don't falter the last 2 weeks and miss out by 1 or 2 games in that third place wild card spot.
You can listen to tonight's game on 98.7. That's Arizona Sports. You can watch it on Cox TV 34, also DirecTV 686. And that is brought to you by Bud Light. That's right. That's what's on tap this evening. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and the official partner of 3 really cool dudes, Roc Manuch, and then there's me, just fill in, boy. At all 5 Twin Peaks locations throughout the valley, each drink scenic views, make it Twin Peaks.
Tomorrow, speaking of Twin Peaks, we'll be at the Deer Valley Twin Peaks tomorrow.
I like it.
We'll be at we'll have Tyler Drake from Arizona Sports live from Canton.
Okay.
KC Chiefs play-by-play voice, outstanding Kansas State Wildcat Mitch Holthus. Former Cardinals defensive lineman Michael Bankston and Howard Balls are also live from Canton. So a lot of Hall of Fame coverage from Canton as the Cardinals take on the Panthers. without 35 people playing in tomorrow's game, and Jeremiah Love not playing in tomorrow's game.
Yep.
And by the way, this team was 3-14 last year, so we'll see what kind of a product we get in tomorrow night's game, 5 o'clock kickoff.
And we're still going to watch it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's football. That's why. Thank you to everybody here at Wright Honda. We had a great time. Lav's nice job in the back. Manuch, you were stellar. I just stunk up the joint today.
Now, don't be so hard on yourself, Jimmy.
Yeah, okay.
You were close to not stinking up the joint. You're almost there.
See you tomorrow.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that